Do yourself a favor and book a room at Hampton Inn Paper Mill, also known as the Hampton on the Hill. This award-winning property is literally in the top 5% of all Hampton Inn properties. The GM, Stephen Lawrence, is a good old local boy who grew up in the business around Knoxville. He and his staff are always available, always willing to help, and will go above and beyond for their guests. The newest Hampton Inn in Knoxville has clean, affordable rooms, flat screens, fridges, and microwaves in every room. Plus, breakfast is included in every rate. Not to mention, there's also a pool and fitness center on site. If it wasn't so close to amazing restaurants, bars, and shopping, you would never want to leave. At only 6 miles from campus, you're still right in where the big orange action is. Go to HamptonInn.com, search Knoxville, and book your room at the Hampton Inn Paper Mill or call 865-693-5400.
Deep down the middle's got his man, and he's gone. Jason Swain, touchdown.
It's time for the Swain Event with your host, Jason Swain.
My man.
Real sports talk for the real sports fan.
All you chumps are gonna bow when I whoop him.
It's time for the Swain Event, fueled by Dead End Barbecue.
Give me 2 rounds and a Ric Flair.
Swain Event and SwainEvent.com, fueled by Dead End Barbecue, top 100 barbecue restaurant in America. 865-255-03 is our telephone number. Hope you are having a wonderful morning to start Hump Day. That's right, it's Hump Day. Live here from the Low T Center studio. Ben McKee, Jason Swain. Download the free Swain Event app for Android, Apple devices. It is free. It is free. You can interact with the show. You can go back and listen to any part of the show that you missed right there by clicking podcast. You can view the show on Twitch, Twitter, Facebook Live, and on YouTube. Ben, good morning.
Good morning. I feel like I need to be responsible and help the good people this morning and be a traffic coordinator for the good folks. Be careful if you need to get on Alcoa Highway from 40 this morning. It is a parking lot. It is a parking lot merging onto Alcoa Highway from both 40 West and 40 East. I don't know what the deal is. I assume it's a wreck, but 40 East, it was backed up all the way past the Henley Street merger that I get off Henley Street and merge onto 40. It was backed up all the way to there and kept going. So be careful this morning in terms of making it to work on time, because something happened on Alcoa to where it has a parking lot. It has created a parking lot both ways getting on to Alcoa.
Yeah, I mean, it's raining. The roads are wet. That means you can't drive the same speed that you would drive on a normal dry day. I mean, I used to live in South Knoxville, so I remember those drives, especially down Chapman Highway, which I stayed away from as much as I could. But I saw the news this morning. There's several wrecks already
in Knox County and outside of Knox County. And please just be careful. Please just be careful. Slow down. It's not worth it. You're going to be late. Just chalk it up as an L.
Be better tomorrow.
But the L can stand for life tomorrow. You know, an L can stand for life tomorrow. So it's not worth it for sure. Big thanks to everyone that joined Tennessee Prime last night as we had Matthew Butler, a starting defensive lineman. The Butler. Oh, yeah. Yeah, the Butler. Jeffrey. Matthew Butler Jeffrey on the program yesterday along with Cade Mays. And I sense some confidence from Matthew Butler. Just on air, off air, I sense some confidence from him. I mean, this is his third time being down at the Swamp. So I don't think the crowd's going to impact him. I don't think it's going to intimidate him. He's been around the block. And it's going to take a Herculean effort from the defensive line for Tennessee to win this football game. So, got two veteran guys that's played a lot of football. But Cade Mays has never been to the Swamp because while he was at Georgia, they played a neutral site game. And last year, we played Florida at home. So this is Cade Mays' first time being at the Swamp, even though he has been in college, for 4 years? This is his fourth year? Mm-hmm. My goodness. So he's never been able to go to the Swamp. Tennessee released the 2022 schedules, and I don't know why y'all fall for it every single year. Like, why y'all overreact every single year? I don't understand it. We play in the SEC. We're going to play hard opponents. It's just the way it is. And actually,
it's not that difficult given the SEC.
Exactly. It ain't that bad. Because you didn't draw Arkansas. You didn't draw Ole Miss, who's going to be even better next year under Sam Pittman and Lane Kiffin. And you drew LSU that probably is going to have a first-year head coach next year.
Or Coach O is going to be at his true breaking point.
So, LSU won the championship a couple of years ago. They ain't winning it this year. They ain't winning it next year. They're not the same LSU. They'll have good players. They won't have Derek Stingley, though. But they'll have good players. But they may have a first-year coach. And they, just like us, have not solidified the quarterback position. So that's why they're struggling. And that's why many people are picking Mississippi State to beat them this week.
Well, I don't know about all that. Mississippi State hasn't looked all that great either.
And LSU hasn't looked great either.
I like Max Johnson.
You may not be picking Mississippi State to beat LSU, but I've seen people pick Mississippi State to beat LSU.
That's fair. I like Max Johnson, their quarterback, aside from his attempt to surpass Mr. Ainge for worst pass attempt of all time. The behind the back shenanigans that he tried to perform against UCLA week 1. I like Max Johnson, but yes, given the fact that Tennessee plays in the SEC, you could not draw up a better path to navigate through the SEC for a schedule. Next year's schedule is as good as you could draw up schedule-wise being an SEC team.
Yeah, looking at the schedule, man, you dropped Army and picked up Akron, and that is a marvelous, fabulous, great idea. You don't have time to be playing a service academy, third game of the season. You got to prepare for a triple option versus a team that you're only going to play once every blue moon. It makes no difference. Learn a lesson from 2006 Air Force. Do not do it. Do not do it. And it is worth paying $500,000 to get out of that deal and pick up Akron. It is worth every single penny. So good decision by administration getting out of that game.
Yes, I completely agree. For someone who does appreciate Army football, I was kind of bummed out that I won't get to see Army and Tennessee play. I was looking forward to that game personally, but obviously from a Tennessee standpoint, great news that Tennessee worked itself out of that football game. It's something that Jeremy Pruitt wanted Tennessee to get out of. This was a Dave Hart deal. Dave Hart agreed to this game back in the day, and Jeremy Pruitt spent 3 years asking to get out of this game, and it finally comes to fruition in year one of Josh Heupel. Brent Hubbs over at VolQuest had the details on the schedule change and getting rid of Army. The Vols were scheduled to host Army on September 17th, and a contract agreed upon by then athletic director Dave Hart, former athletic director Philip Fulmer, and then head coach Jeremy Pruitt began working to get out of that game the moment they were hired. Negotiations on that deal have continued with Danny White and Josh Heupel. So, Army was set to receive $1.4 million to travel to Neyland. They are now going to get $500,000 not to play that game instead of the $1.4 million, and Tennessee will turn around and pay Akron $1 million, creating a net loss of $100,000 to not play the Service Academy. And Swain, I'm sure there's somebody out there who will scoff at the wasting $100,000 on this predicament, but it's worth every single penny.
It's worth every single penny, man. You're fixing the mistakes of previous administration, and it's just part of it. And $100,000 is a whole lot better than millions. And there's just things that are being cleaned up around here, and so that's one of them. And I don't think this administration is done, and I think people will continue to see that in the future and in the near future. So
one would say sooner rather than later.
Yeah. So you don't want anything to do with service academies. I'm just telling you right now.
It's not even the Service Academy. It's the triple option.
It's a triple option.
You don't want anything to do with the triple option. Just you spend a week preparing for it, and you don't see it the rest of the schedule.
Think about 2017, Ben. Like, I remember the Butch Jones staff was getting help from Dan Brooks, former Tennessee defensive line coach, legend, who spent some time at Clemson, won a championship at Clemson, but Clemson went up against Georgia Tech. So Dan Brooks had, some insight that he could provide to Tennessee. So Dan at the time was retired and was helping Tennessee out. We played them first game of the season, where we had all off season, all fall camp to prepare for the triple option, and they still gashed us and still almost lost that game. It took a heroic effort from who was that? Was that Darrell Taylor?
Daniel Batuli.
Daniel Batuli,
who had like 369 tackles.
Who made the tackle on the perimeter right there? I think it was like fourth down. I think that was Taylor, was it not?
I can't remember.
Anyways,
that's a long time ago.
My point
is,
is,
still in college and had hair, wasn't married.
My point is, you had months to prepare for Georgia Tech, and it still wasn't good enough.
But even so, like, you spent so much time during fall camp that year preparing for a triple option that you did not see the rest of the season. And just imagine how many other things Tennessee could have worked on that fall camp. Not that it would have mattered because that year was abysmal, but point remains, you could have worked on so many other things yourself, some things to prepare yourself for Florida, Georgia, Alabama. Who knows what else you could have worked on instead of preparing for a triple option that you're not going to see but once in opening weekend.
You're not going to prepare for Alabama and Georgia first in fall camp.
Well, not them specific, but maybe some plays or something that you can utilize.
I mean, you're going to work on your offense will work on themselves, and they'll work on whatever defense Army throws out. It's the defense that will be working on Army.
You're right.
Yeah, that's the defense that will be working on Army for a couple weeks. And you're right in saying that you're only going to face it for 1 week, but like these guys, 2017 had weeks to prepare for that triple option, and still almost lost. Now got the win, and that's awesome. That's great, but you are wanting to avoid Georgia State. You are wanting to avoid Appalachian State, Michigan there in 2007, I think. You want to avoid that, and it's worth $100,000. You just don't want those problems. So,
and I know I joke about Army football being great and whatnot. Like they beat up on teams like Connecticut and Western Kentucky, but still not a team that you want to mess with. I mean, just 2 years ago, 19 before the COVID season, they went up to Michigan in the Big House and I believe went to overtime and missed the game-winning kick, if I remember correctly. They had Michigan on upset alert and have done so with many teams. I know Houston is no great Power 5 team, but they put up 60, 70 on them in a bowl game a couple years ago. And look, I know Houston's no great Power 5 team, but neither is Tennessee. So getting out of this game is a brilliant move because you just don't want to deal with those problems.
Yeah.
Even if it results in a win, you don't want to deal with those problems. Akron will not even be a headache. Army's like a migraine. Akron, you don't even feel bad.
Yeah. I mean, you already play tough enough in-conference schedule, as it is. You're going to play Alabama. You're going to play Georgia. You're going to play Florida every year. And next year you're going to pick up LSU. And listen, LSU, they'll have good athletes, but to sit here and assume that LSU is going to be the LSU that they were, under Les Miles when they, had things rolling, or even Gus, not Gus Malzahn, but even Ed Orgeron's, championship team, they won't be anywhere close to that. Ed Orgeron is on the hot seat. His seat is the hottest of any coach right now in the SEC.
Especially now that Clay Helton's got fired for college football-wise.
Yeah, for multiple reasons. Not just one, but for multiple reasons, Ed Orgeron is in trouble. So, we've always made jokes like, man, why can't we play this team when they are welcoming a first-year coach and they have things, all in disarray and in shambles? Well, you're going to be playing LSU at a time where they may be. In shambles and disarray, and maybe having a first-year head coach. So you embrace it. The SEC schedule, it ain't that bad. It's actually pretty good. And you continue to develop players, which will be in the second year of this Heupel program. You go out, you hit the transfer portal. You anticipate some guys will be leaving after the first year. You replace them. You recruit to replace. You go out and get better. And that's what I feel like will happen in the offseason. So,
yeah, there's some cushion around Tennessee's schedule. The toughest 2 weeks is at LSU October 8th, October 15th, Alabama. So you go play at LSU, and then you turn around and come play Alabama at home. That's the toughest stretch of the schedule, however long you want to make it, 2, 3, 4 weeks, whatever. I mean, that is the toughest part because you play at Pittsburgh, but Pittsburgh's not a world beater. Not saying that's a guaranteed W for Tennessee, but that's a game that you should be able to handle.
They won't have all the super seniors anymore.
Theoretically, you should be able to handle. And like Swain said, they won't have Kenny Pickett. They won't have the super seniors. And even that game is sandwiched in between Ball State and Akron. Technically, you play Florida and LSU back-to-back, but not really because you have an open date in between. So you play Florida at home. You have an open date at LSU, home against Bama, and then before you play Kentucky, Georgia, Missouri, you play UT Martin. And you play at Georgia, but that's sandwiched in between home games with Kentucky and Missouri. And you finish the season with back-to-back road games, but it's at South Carolina and at Vanderbilt.
It's not the last one we know is not a road game.
Correct. That is
it's a home game.
A home game for sure. Senior day, part two for the Vols. So yes, it's a tough schedule because of the opponents on the schedule, but with the way that it's spaced out and it's not built on top of one another in terms of big games, I think Tennessee got a really nice break last night with how the schedule fell through or whatever.
It's always a tough schedule when you play inside of the SEC, but this is probably the easiest tough schedule that Tennessee has probably played. Probably in the last 5, 6, 7 years. I mean, this is very favorable. I mean, you mentioned perfectly being laid it out with the bye weeks in there. Yes, you play Georgia there, but it's, you got Kentucky at home, you got Missouri at home. I mean, this is a favorable schedule for sure, considering that we are in the SEC and we play Alabama and we play Florida and Georgia each and every year. So I like the schedule. Glad that got Army off of there. No reason to play those guys. Let's go to the phones.
We've got D from the 423.
D from the 423. Good morning, sir.
Yeah, what's going on, y'all?
What's up, man? How you doing?
Man, I'm doing all right, man. I'm just now getting off work, and I've been arguing with people all weekend on this SEC Smack Talk page I'm on Facebook, man. It's crazy.
Oh, man.
Kentucky fans been on there with 2 S's on their chest.
Man.
Thinking that they just untouchable until UTC came in and gave them a wake-up call.
Man, thoughts and prayers to you, man. Whew. I can imagine being a Tennessee fan right now trying to argue with and brag about, football right now with other SEC schools. Whew.
Hey, man, I was going back and forth with a Georgia fan. He was like, man, what team you rooting for? I said, man, I'm a Vols fan. I said, I'm an effing Vols fan. I got a couple likes. And he was like, man, I wouldn't even be talking. I was like, man, y'all done had all this talent for like past 12 years, and what y'all got to show for it? We got an SEC championship, like 1 in 12 years. That's really like all y'all got to brag about is 1 SEC championship. With all this talent y'all had, I was like, y'all ain't no better than us.
Yeah, that stings right there. It stings to be where we are, and people tell us that we irrelevant and shut up. You're 500 against Vanderbilt in the last 10 years. That hurt. That stings, right? But when you when you tell a Georgia fan that they've had the same talent as Alabama, and the only thing they have to show for it is a little SEC championship, and they haven't done anything with that talent, that stings too, because it's both true.
Yep.
Both statements are true.
Yeah, man. Then from that, I had to defend y'all on the message board, man. They were talking crazy about y'all, man. I had to defend y'all name on there, man. I couldn't let y'all go out like that on the message, on the GQ, man. I couldn't let y'all go out like that.
What's new, man? What's new? What's
like y'all said, man, they just combined Milton and Hooker together. They don't even really talk about Hooker. They just skip right over his head and be like, well, Milton's not good. Put Harrison Bailey in. He's a better guy. He tore it up during the spring game. I'm like, that don't even I'm not even going to get into details on it, but, man, they need to stop. Put that in the box and put it in the attic to stop.
Simpletons, man, simpletons. I'm trying to be nice because, being over here works for VolQuest, but just real simple. It's real simple.
Yeah, man,
that's all I'll say.
Man. And the offensive line, they're going to have their hands full, man. Like y'all said, this game right here going to show what everybody's made of. I think the defense can hold up pretty good. It's just that the offensive line has been too much is coming off the edges. They haven't been protecting real well. A couple holding calls and Spraggins, getting beat right off the line. I mean, these guys, they got to get it together this week, because if not, quarterback's going to have hell. So they're going to be getting hit from each angle. And I'm not trying to see anybody go down with an injury and then we be stuck.
Yeah, that's why Hendon is so valuable, because when you look at the 14 team and the offensive line struggled early in the season, we were taking sacks left and right. I remember the Ole Miss game on the road. Oh, my God. I think we gave up 7 sacks that day. I mean, it was a sack party. It was a land shark party there at Ole Miss. But inserting Josh Dobbs in the picture with his legs, not just being able to run in a straight line, but make guys miss in the pocket. And then the offensive line did get a little bit better as well. You're hoping that is the case for Tennessee, but the improvement has happened from Saturday to this Saturday, because you don't need that to be able to have a chance to beat Florida. So I think Hendon right now, because of your offensive line is Tennessee's best option. I think you're going to have to hit some deep balls over the top. I think we will. I think we will be able to do that on Saturday. I don't know how many, but I think we will hit some shots over the top. Guys, I don't want to hear nothing about Harrison Bailey right now. I don't want to hear it. I don't hear nothing about it. After Saturday, that should be over. That should be over. Simple as that. 865-255-03 is our telephone number to the Irish Networks hotline. We'll take our... Is this our first break of the day, Ben? It is our first break of the day. Let's do it. Swain Event, fueled by Dead End Barbecue.
If you want to get in on the conversation, call the Iris Networks hotline at 865-200-5503. Grow your business with Iris Networks high-speed fiber internet. IrisNetworksUSA.com.
If you're coming to Knoxville and need a place to stay, do yourself a favor and book a room at Hampton Inn Paper Mill, also known as the Hampton on the Hill. This award-winning property is literally in the top 5% of all Hampton Inn properties. The GM, Stephen Lawrence, is a good old local boy who grew up in the business around Knoxville. He and his staff are always available, always willing to help, and will go above and beyond for their guests. The newest Hampton Inn in Knoxville has clean, affordable rooms, flat screens, fridges, and microwaves in every room. Plus, breakfast is included in every rate. Not to mention, there's also a pool and fitness center on site. If it wasn't so close to amazing restaurants, bars, and shopping, you would never want to leave. At only 6 miles from campus, you're still right in where the big orange action is. Go to HamptonInn.com, search Knoxville, and book your room at the Hampton Inn Paper Mill or call 865-693-5400.
Good morning, Swain Event crew. As the weather heats up, so does our market, and from Johnson City to Knoxville, eager buyers are grabbing up many available properties. The chili is hot in East Tennessee, so if you are ready to buy or sell or want to talk more about our local real estate market, I'm just a phone call away. Or email me at jennifermorris865@gmail.com. And go Vols!
We're here with Dr. Michael Carlson of Tennessee Regenerative Sports Medicine to discuss PRP, platelet-rich plasma. If you have orthopedic injuries such as shoulder pain, knee pain, Achilles tendonitis, or tennis elbow, you should give them a call.
Good to be back, Jason. We specialize in non-surgical orthopedics, so we treat damaged tendons, ligaments, and joints, including rotator cuff injuries, knee injuries, and elbow and foot problems by using ultrasound-guided injections with PRP. And this form of treatment helps stimulate the body's own reparative process and assist in the healing of damaged tissue.
Doc, what makes your training different than others?
I've been practicing in Knoxville for over 26 years, and I'm certified in interventional regenerative orthopedic medicine through the American Academy of Orthopedic Medicine. They've been the leader in this form of treatment since 1983. I also teach this form of treatment on a national and international basis to other physicians, residents, and medical students. Here in our clinic, I'm the one doing the procedure, and we're using your own PRP, which are concentrated platelets, to treat your injury. So in other words, Jason, it comes from you and it goes back to you. So you know exactly what you're getting and know exactly the level of training involved.
Do what the pros, college athletes, and I have done, and visit them online at trsportsmedicine.com. Tennessee Regenerative Sports Medicine, East Tennessee's leader in PRP therapy.
Top 100 barbecue restaurant Dead End Barbecue is a no-brainer when you are craving the smoky flavor of quality Q. Dead End makes it easy to enjoy their fantastic menu with online ordering from Chow Now for pickup. Or if you don't feel like leaving the house, then have Dead End Barbecue delivered right to your door by Loco Knoxville or Bite Squad. Cheer on your favorite team with the best barbecue around. Check them out online at deadendbbq.com. Dead End Barbecue. The search is over.
JC's Tree and Landscaping Service specializes in quality tree work done at an affordable price. Trimming and removing trees are their specialty. They also offer other services like land clearing, stump grinding, crane services, and all of your basic landscaping needs for both commercial and residential. JC's will give you a free estimate and beat any written quote by a competitor to guarantee that you get the lowest price around. Don't risk your land with a fly-by-night service. JC's Tree and Landscaping is licensed and insured. Give them a call at 865-599-3799. Out-of-town law firms have been swarming into East Tennessee lately. Firms from Memphis, Chattanooga, and Birmingham have stormed into the area. Wouldn't you rather do business with a local law firm? You know, a true neighbor. Marcos Garza and the pros at the Garza Law Firm are just that. They are our neighbors and friends that support local causes year-round. The Garza Law Firm works to serve you professionally on criminal matters, injuries and accident matters, and Social Security and disability filings. The Garza Law Firm is here for you at garzalaw.com. The Garza Law Firm. Let us help.
At Iris Networks, we know that business communication solutions are critical to your success. Since 1998, we've been helping businesses in East Tennessee by providing reliable and affordable high-speed fiber internet and voice solutions. That's why Iris Networks is your Tennessee communications partner. With internet speeds up to 100 gigs and work-from-anywhere solutions like mobile apps, video conferencing, and file sharing, we make sure you can stay connected to your customers and great communities we live and work in. Iris Networks, because just like you, Tennessee is our home.
Guys, your health right now is more important than ever. I recommend Low T Center. That's where I get my levels checked. It all starts with the annual wellness exam where they do a comprehensive health assessment exclusively for men, making it quick and easy to take care of your health. And now they offer monitored self-inject at-home testosterone treatment. Most insurance is accepted. Go to lowtcenter.com now to book your appointment and make your health a priority. Low T Center, reinventing men's health care.
Time for Around the SEC. Before we get to Dave Tona on the Iris Networks hotline, got to talk about some SEC football first. Shane Beamer, South Carolina's head coach, announced that quarterback Luke Doughty will start for the Kentucky game, which is a significant development for the Gamecocks. Zeb Noland, the former coach, grad assistant turned quarterback, had started the season, and I think he did well given the circumstances. Thrown into a situation to where he can't really win. But Luke Doughty, their young, promising prospect, is going to start at quarterback when they play Kentucky this weekend. LSU is dealing with another season-ending knee injury. This one to Andre Anthony, a sixth-year senior defensive lineman who had arguably been LSU's best defensive lineman for LSU this season. He is out the rest of the year after tearing his ACL. LSU also made news on Friday. Haven't had a chance to bring it up yet, but on Friday, according to Ryan Butler, LSU and Caesars announced a multi-year partnership that makes Caesars Sportsbook the exclusive gaming and sportsbook partner of the school's athletic department. It is the first such SEC deal and second for a Power 5 conference program after Colorado and PointsBet came to an agreement. So LSU teaming up with Caesars, getting into the sports gambling arena. That was interesting news that dropped on Friday. The most important news is sad news. Former Tennessee offensive coordinator Mike DeBoard needs your thoughts and prayers, as the former Tennessee offensive coordinator has suffered a severe stroke and is in ICU. So John Bryce put that news out yesterday afternoon about 1:30, and you saw many coaches, many players voice their appreciation for Mike DeBoard and concern, and send their thoughts and prayers. So Mike DeBoard, former Tennessee, Indiana, Michigan coach, has suffered a severe stroke and is in the ICU. So please send your thoughts and prayers to the DeBoard family.
Just heard nothing but good things about Coach DeBoard when he was here at Tennessee. Real sad, and just hurting for Michigan family, because I know that's where he had his permanent home there before he took over at Tennessee and took over at Indiana. He was living in Michigan, and I just hate that. So I hope he's able to pull through and bounce back as quick as possible. So thanks for sharing that, Ben. Let's get to the phones. Let's get to Dave Toner. Dave Toner, good morning.
What's going on, guys?
What's going on, Dave Toner?
Hey, I got a question.
Shoot.
Who is that guy that calls in and likes to talk about a bunch of smack, and he lives in the armpit of America? Well, I don't know if he lives there or not, but he likes the NFL's worst team that's going to go 0-17. Is it Triple Loser? Is that his name?
Yeah, triple 0-2 right now. It changes by the week. This week it'll be 0-0-3.
It's going to be Triple Loser in 0-17.
Yeah, but he lives in Knoxville. He lives in Knoxville, Daytona. So watch it.
Where?
He lives right here in Knoxville.
Oh. Okay, well, he doesn't live in the armpit of America.
You live in the armpit of America, actually.
So listen.
Nah, he lives in the butt crack.
Do what? I didn't hear you.
Florida's the butt crack of America.
Well, whatever, but, you
can't even
dude
deny
don't
it.
bring up my name because he ain't got no game, and his calls ain't nothing but a bunch of shame.
Ooh, Eminem style. Get him, B-Rabbit. Get him.
Retired Dave Toner.
Get
all
him.
day yesterday. Come up with that.
Rip him, baby. Rip him.
Hey, listen, this dude calls and talks about Daytona. Daytona, I'm going to give you 3 points. He ain't never even finished them. He never even got the 3.
He stuck it 2. He's a Lions fan, man. 0-2, remember?
Man, hey, some things could be, fun and whatever. Nobody cares about your vacation. Well, dude, look. Nobody cares about your sorry-ass football team. That ain't never going to get any damn better. They've had some of the best football players in the history of football. Barry Sanders played for the worst team ever.
That's true. That's facts.
Kelvin Johnson. I don't know. This dude needs to find some positivity, and he needs to he don't like to hear about my vacations, and he could just tune his ass out.
Okay, Dave Toner. Choosing violence this morning. I like it. I like it, Dave Toner.
But, whatever. Whatever. He should have got the airplane yesterday.
You're right. He should have.
He should have got the airplane all over the dang place. And none of it made any sense.
You're right.
But, look, I'm going to give a little math lesson before I hang up. And I know he's going to call in, but I don't even care. Look, if you say you're going to do something to 3, it's like this. 1, 2, 3. Just in case he didn't know when 3 came in.
All right, Daytona. Oh, Triple O, he don't call in until 3rd hour, so we got some time.
You think Triple O's listening? That's the real
I don't know,
question.
man.
I know
he's had a rough week, man.
Well,
since the Lions Monday Night Football game.
Well, and then they're going to be 0-3 after losing to the sorry Bengals, and then they're going to be 0-4 after losing to your Bears.
Boy, I hope we beat them. I don't know, man. I don't know if we're going to beat them. I don't know. But they definitely going to be 0-3 after this week.
The Ravens, not the Bengals.
Yeah, they play the Ravens this week.
Because Steelers play the Bengals.
We're going to be 1-2 this week. We play the Browns. But Jarvis Landry is out. And then Odell Beckham Jr. is out too, so that might help us.
But they have Myles Garrett, the dinosaur lover, and the quarterback head smasher.
And Jadeveon Clowney, which means Justin Fields.
Jadeveon Clowney ain't busted a grape in 5 years.
He's still a good pass rusher and a threat when healthy, and it's the beginning of the season. So he's healthy. This is why it might be time for Justin Fields to play on this one.
Well, I don't think he has a choice, right? Doesn't Andy Dalton have a bad knee injury? I know they said he avoided tearing an ACL, but
he might play, man.
That is
he might play.
Very unfortunate. But even if Triple O's not listening this early, we know C-Mac, who is a snitch, will inform Triple O of this morning's shenanigans.
He needs to, because Dave Toner got Triple O today, man. He got you today, Triple O. So
Dave Toner was stewing on that all day yesterday. Retirement must be nice.
He wrote that down. He wrote He wrote that diss track down. That was not a freestyle.
Evil said somebody needs a hug. Dave Toner does need a hug.
Stokes says Dave Toner trying to rap sounds like a Dollar Tree B-Rad. Rip him, baby, rip him. That was B-Rabbit right there, Stokes. Dave Toner was hitting Triple O with those bars. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness.
7 Mile is a classic.
Excuse me?
7 Mile is a classic.
What's 7 Mile?
Or isn't that the name of the movie? Or am I having a brain fart?
Your brain is suffering from the worst case diarrhea right now. It's not just a fart. It's 8 Mile.
8 Mile. That's right. Whoops. The sad part is I actually watched it recently too.
Oh,
that's
man.
the sad part. Watched it with my dad. 8 Mile is a classic. I love it. I had a brain fart. Y'all can make fun of me now.
Oh, man.
Daytona wearing off on me.
The text box is going crazy. Let's see. Tremel says 7 Mile. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, I took an L on that one.
Pizza Mon says, am I going to have to subtweet you again, Mr. Swain? I didn't even know I was being subtweeted, to be honest. I barely pay attention to Twitter, to be honest. Coach Vol says Dave Toner called in with some bass in his voice. I can see Dave Toner versus Andy rap battle. No.
That's the last thing we need.
That is the last thing we want or need. Jamel says over under on 2 LSU players that will be at Tennessee next year.
Under.
Yeah, that's that's hard to say right now without anything to go off of. Yeah, I go under.
See, GBO Vols 94 is right. 7 Mile is Dave Toner and Andy's rap battle, and that was the first thing that was on my mind. That's why I got it mixed up. See, Fallen Birmingham agrees.
Mm-hmm.
Here's a good question from South Pittsburgh Vol. Who is most capable at linebacker to spy Emory Jones or Anthony Richardson effectively?
So we're choosing between. Are we choosing between the starters or just any linebacker in general?
Any linebacker in general, a.k.a. the starters. I mean, there's only 4 that play. I would say Jawan Mitchell just because he's played linebacker the longest.
Yeah, I was leaning Jawan. I was doing the process of elimination.
I don't think it's going to be Solon Page or
Jeremy Banks. I don't think Banks. I
don't trust Banks.
I don't think the quickness and the speed is on the level of Emory Jones or Richardson.
What about Aaron Beasley? His speed and athleticism is on that level.
Beasley and goodness gracious.
I'm going to let you drown just like you just let me drown.
Whatever his name is.
Page?
No, not Page. Page is out by process of elimination. He's number one. He's the number one guy that's out. But
you got Solomon Page, Aaron Beasley, Jeremy Banks, Jawan Mitchell.
Yeah, Mitchell and Beasley are my two candidates.
Yes,
from an athletic standpoint.
I agree. Let me ask you this about the linebackers, because I had this thought this morning on my way over here as I was stuck in traffic. I trust Tennessee's defensive line more against the run than I do Tennessee's linebackers. I just don't really feel good about Tennessee's linebackers. Am I wrong for that?
I mean, tackling in space?
Making plays. Going up against, statistically, the second best running offense, rushing attack in the country.
It's hard for me to separate those two when you're trying to stop a running attack because it's really all 11 guys.
Right. But we know the front seven does the heavy lifting. Like, you need your DBs to come down and help out as well. It is all 11, you're right. But the front seven does the majority of the lifting.
Yeah, I mean, you need your safeties in there to prevent, long plays. So if your safeties missing tackles, we're talking about 40 and 50-yard touchdown runs. And then your corners are important because you don't want running backs hitting the edge or hitting the sideline. It starts up front. Don't get me wrong. It starts up front with the front four, then the front seven. It's important that the linebackers are making sure that the defensive linemen are in the right gap and responsible for the right gap. You see times during the football game where a linebacker goes up and slaps the butt of a defensive lineman to get him to move. He ain't slapping him just because it's just something fun to do. He just slapping like, hey, there's a butt, let me go slap it. No, it ain't doing that. It's a reason why, those linebackers are getting the attention of the defensive linemen to get them to move because those linebackers are the quarterback of the defense. And so, they're responsible for making sure guys are in the right gaps. And then the defensive linemen are responsible for holding up those offensive linemen so they can't get to the second level and get onto the linebackers. And the linebackers, it's their responsibility to not overrun plays or take bad angles and make tackles when they're present. For me, it's just really hard to kind of separate responsibilities in the running game, especially this week, because I think it's going to be an all-hands-on-deck type of effort from really the whole entire defense, man. When you're going up against a team that's top 5 rushing in the country, it's going to take everybody. I remember we played Auburn in 2004, and we was going up against Ronnie Brown and Cadillac Williams, and they still ran the football. Here they ran the football well, but it was all hands on deck. I think it's going to be the case this Saturday. Now, am I confident in our playmaking ability at linebacker? Not from the first 3 games, Ben. I'm with you. Not from the first 3 games. I haven't seen anything to make me feel like, oh yeah, we got playmakers at that position and we're gonna make plays. Like, it may happen this week. I hope it does, but I can only go by what I've seen, and I've seen us play solid, but not over the top impressive to right now, and that's okay. Like, the defense still has played well, exceeding expectations. This will be a great day, great game, great opportunity for a Jawan Mitchell or a Aaron Beasley, a Solon Page, or Jeremy Banks to have their best game of the season. But I can only go by what I've seen so far.
Yep, and tackling is going to be of the utmost importance. It always is, but it's even more heightened this week with those backs that Florida has. They have guys that can truly make you miss. And if you're not ready to tackle and swarm to the football by all 11 guys, as you were talking about, then it could be a long day. So hopefully Jeremy Banks and Jawan Mitchell can come out of their shell this weekend.
Orange Swarm. Willie Martinez was here the last time they created that.
Mm-hmm.
Orange Swarm, and that's what it needs to be. Orange Swarm. Speaking of orange, are we going to see much orange in these? Are we going to see much orange in the uniform on Saturday, or do we see the Stormtroopers? Do we see the orange pants? Do we see all white? Alante Taylor likes the all white. Matthew Butler, I want to say, likes the orange pants. K. Mays doesn't care. But when we play at home, wants to see the all black.
Matte black helmet.
With the matte black helmet. That's what he is wanting to see. So maybe we see it. Since K. Mays put it out there.
That would be pretty cool.
That's Halloween.
Also, it sounded like Cade thinks that Tennessee decided on orange britches this weekend.
Dim orange britches. Trey Smith would be proud.
He said he couldn't remember, but
I'm glad.
Thought that it was white jerseys, orange britches, which I love the Stormtroopers, but nothing beats those orange pants.
Yeah, I like Stormtroopers with the black outline. That was my favorite. Stormtroopers black outline, you couldn't beat that. And that made the black cleats look okay. Like if you're gonna rock the Stormtrooper with the black outline, it's cool to go with the black cleats.
No. If you do Stormtrooper, it needs to be white on white on white on white.
But if you have a black outline numbers, it's okay to go black cleats because you have black in your uniform. That's also matching. But if you have like 2000, I want to say it was 13 or 14, Stormtrooper didn't have any black outline. So it was orange numbers on the white uniform. Then you definitely got to go white cleats.
I don't understand the obsession with the black. Maybe it's because I'm younger and it's really people that are a little older than I that clamor for the black in the practice jerseys, on the game jerseys, in the cleats, because there was black involved back when Tennessee was successful in the jersey. Maybe that's why I don't understand it. But last I checked, black wasn't in Tennessee school colors. Why the fascination with black? Like, I've never understood wanting black cleats with an orange uniform. The cleats should be orange and white. It looks better.
Listen, I agree with you, but I'm talking about the away uniforms that have black in the jersey.
But even that, like, why do people want black in the away uniforms?
I mean, the black outline makes the numbers pop even more. So the orange on the white, you got two, light colors on top of each other. The black outline just made the orange numbers pop a little bit more. So with the black outline, you throw in the black cleats, and they make sense, especially if you had like black socks or something like that. But if you don't have the black outline, you got to go white cleats. If you don't have any black in your uniform, you got to go white cleats. Simple as that. Honestly, I don't care what they wear this week. And I'm glad that K. Mays don't care. That's one thing that stood out last night is, like, K was like, I don't know, whatever. I don't care what we wear. Yes. Because his focus is on blocking them mutant gators down there. That's what his focus is on, and that's what it needs to be on. So I like it. All right, let's get to the phones, and let's get to Andy. Andy, good morning.
Good morning, gentlemen. How we doing?
What's up?
Well, first thing I want to do real quick is shout out Triple O, because he's getting a lot of crap this morning for being a Lions fan. I'm a Titans fan, but I just wanted to shout out Triple O because, kind of unrelated, but I had COVID a few weeks back, and Triple O, he don't know me from Adam, and he legit was like, bro, if you're in Knoxville and you need anything, I can drop supplies by, whatever you need. So he's a really good dude, and he doesn't know me at all. So
that's Triple O.
He's a great guy.
That's Triple O. Yeah, that's Triple O right there.
That's the Swain family. You know what I mean?
That's right.
I mean, that's just how everybody is.
That's right. That's right.
But anyway, I had a quick question. I know everybody's going to focus on the odds this weekend, and you know, a lot of people will sit there and say up front, we're going to get killed. And, I mean, you know, we're probably going to lose. I don't know. There's chances we can win. But, Swain, I wanted to ask you, if you were the head coach this weekend, which quarterback do you think you're going with, and what is your plan of attack, specifically offensively? What would you do? What do you think you would do to exploit Florida?
Oh, I'll go Hendon Hooker to start. And I would definitely use his legs. I would do some rollouts to help him not have to worry about trying to read the entire field. I would make it, especially like some smash routes where he's on the run. So either you throw it to one, or you throw it to two, or you run. And I help get his rhythm in a good place. And then I give him full field reads, not because he can't do that initially, but I just want to help him get in rhythm, throwing the football. I know he's going to run the football, but that's what I would do. I would use Hendon to start and, you know, see how hot that he can get. If he struggles, then I will come in with Milton if Milton is healthy, and, you know, I would use his arm. We got to have deep shots over the top. Not saying that you can't throw those with Hendon, but I would use both of those quarterbacks if Hooker is struggling early. If he's not struggling early, I keep rolling with Hendon. But I think Hendon right now gives Tennessee the best chance to win. I look at the 2015 Tennessee team that went down there and should have won that football game, but it was a heavy dose of Josh Dobbs using his legs and making plays in space. And I think that Tennessee's going to have plenty of opportunities because Florida's going to play man-to-man, and they'll dare Tennessee receivers to beat them, get off press coverage. They'll feel like they can't do it, and that'll give Hendon just that much more space to maneuver using his legs. So that's what I would do. I'll be ready for some trickery early to take advantage of Florida's aggressiveness because we're going to see it. It's a night game. It's at home. They'll be jacked up. They'll be juiced up. And I think it'll be a good time to use their aggressiveness against them, whether it's a screen or it's some type of trick play special. So that's what I would do, just watching Florida play and watching us play in the first 3 games. That would be my strategy. Appreciate the phone call. Ben, was that okay? I saw you over there leaning back in your chair, had your feet propped all up.
I just like when you get put on the spot.
Oh. Ain't nothing different that I've said all week long.
Oh, I know. It's going to piss somebody off, so I just love it when you get put on the spot.
Look at my face. Look at my face, man.
I already know your face without even looking.
You think I care?
Nope.
865-255-03. Be right back.
At work, can't call in? Don't feel bad. You can talk to the guys on the text box. It's part of the free Swain Event app.
When you start your own business, you know that branding can make or break a new venture. That's why Swain Event relies on 42nd Street. 42nd Street is a strategy agency focused on finding creative, open-minded, results-driven solutions to brand design. After over a decade of operations in East Tennessee, the brand architects at 42nd Street have the experience and creative know-how to ensure the success of your business branding, logo, web presence, and more. To see a real-life example of their amazing work, you can check out our website at swainevent.com. Don't trust the branding of your business to just anyone. Check out my friends at 42nd Street online at 42st.com or give them a call at 865-382-7007. 42nd Street, brand, strategy, design.
Is that as low as you can go? Okay, thank you. Hello, is that as low as you can go? Okay, thank you.
What are you doing?
Calling around to get the best rate on a car loan.
Why? Everyone knows Alcoa 10 is the best choice to purchase a vehicle or refinance your current loan. And with low interest rates and 90 days to your first payment, it's a no-brainer. You can even apply online and sign all the documents from the convenience of your home.
Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking.
Alcoa 10 Credit Union. It's so easy. Go to atfcu.com for details. Rates are dependent on credit score and equal housing lender.
When I made the move to my own studio, I was worried about this. I was worried about that. I was worried about, hey, did I get this piece of equipment? Did I get that piece of equipment? Does that sound good? Does that not sound good? One thing I didn't have to worry about, that was office furniture, because Office Furniture Outfitters met my furniture needs. With a 50,000 square foot facility, they have East Tennessee's largest selection and are the best value for new and used office furniture. Located in Knoxville, it's easy to find everything you need for your new space, including desks, file cabinets, chairs, conference tables, and more. Office Furniture Outfitters is turnkey. They came to my place, we mapped everything out that was needed, they delivered, and get this, set everything up. To learn more about what Office Furniture Outfitters can do for you, log on to ofonox.com. That's ofonox.com.
Top 100 barbecue restaurant Dead End Barbecue is a no-brainer when you are craving the smoky flavor of quality Q. Dead End makes it easy to enjoy their fantastic menu with online ordering from Chow Now for pickup. Or if you don't feel like leaving the house, then have Dead End Barbecue delivered right to your door by Loco Knoxville or Bite Squad. Cheer on your favorite team with the best barbecue around. Check them out online at deadendbbq.com. Dead End Barbecue. The search is over.
Touchdown or Turnover is backed by Alcoa 10 Federal Credit Union, a place where you belong. Touchdown or turnover. Backed by Alcoa 10 Federal Credit Union, the place where you belong. Better rates and better service. Tennessee. Can we stop the run? And honestly, when you go up against a team that run the ball as well as Florida, ideally, you want to stop it. But realistically, will you be able to stop it? Because what's really stopping a Florida rushing attack? Less than 100 yards, would you say, Ben?
Stopping, I would say less than like 50.
A top 5 rushing team in the country?
Maybe I'm splitting hairs too much, but stopping is below 50, limiting the second best rushing attack in the country is between like 50 and 150.
Yeah, we're going to have some different definitions there.
Because stopping, they're not doing anything. Stopping is like they are not running the football at all. Limiting the run is 75, 100 yards to me.
in 4 quarters, if Tennessee can keep Florida under 100 yards, to me that would be stopping someone. You know, when you're going up against Jerry Rice or Megatron, Calvin Johnson played the Lions. Or
who literally was on the worst team of all time.
If when you go up against those type of receivers, and each day they've been dropping 100, 150 yards, or Randy Moss, and you hold them to 67 yards or 78 yards, as a defense, you're like, yeah, we held Randy Moss of 72 yards. We kind of stopped him. So I look at Florida's rushing attack, which is, again, top 5 in the country. And my definition of stopping them will be, under 100 yards, because they are running the ball so well, and even against Alabama had 200 yards rushing. So today's touchdown turnover, will Tennessee, Ben, keep Florida under 150? Will Tennessee keep Florida under 150? Now, Ben, they are averaging 335 rushing yards a game. Under 100 to me is stopping them, locking it down, stopping them. 335 rushing yards. When you think of a team that rushes the football for these amount of yards, you're thinking like Army and freaking Navy and Air Force and these service academies. Paul Johnson, when he was at Georgia Tech, that's what I think of when I think of a team rushing the football for over 300 yards. Touchdown turnover, under 150.
When I think of a team stopping the run, it's Alabama versus Leonard Fournette in 2015 when they held him to 31 rushing yards on 19 attempts for an average of 1.6 yards per carry. So that's why I have the definition that I do. Not that it's a huge deal, but wanted to give an explanation as to my thoughts on it. I say turnover. That Tennessee holds Florida under 150. I'm not going to say that they run for 300. I don't know. If you tell me that Tennessee does end up holding Florida under 150, I think they win the game, because that tells me that Tennessee did slow down the run. It did limit Florida on the ground. And that also means that Emory Jones was forced to be more of a passer. And if Emory Jones is forced to be a passer, then any team's going to have a good chance at beating Florida. So I hope that Tennessee can hold Florida under 150, because I think Tennessee has a great chance of winning the football game if they do, assuming that Tennessee's offense just isn't putrid. But I'm not willing to buy into Tennessee's rush defense just yet. It's Bowling Green, Pittsburgh, and Tennessee Tech.
How about 250?
Yes, I mean, I'm not going to go in and predict that they give up 250. I would be surprised if Florida just completely dominated Tennessee in the running game. Maybe they do, but I like what I've seen from Matthew Butler. I think he can help lead the charge. You've got some veterans in there like Jaquan Blakely and Caleb Tremblay who can help set the edge and hopefully contain Emory Jones, Anthony Richardson, if he's in there. You've got some talented guys off the edge, Tyler Barron, Byron Young, that should be able to contribute to the running game. Juwan Mitchell and Jeremy Banks, they're athletic. They theoretically should be athletic enough to clean some things up. So I don't think Florida will completely dominate Tennessee on the ground, but you can hear the hesitancy in my voice, and it comes from the fact that Florida just rushed for over 250 against Alabama. So that makes you really concerned going into this game. I think in games like this against elite rushing offenses in the SEC, you have to have elite players in your front seven. And Tennessee does not have that. Tennessee lacks talent in the front seven. So after seeing Alabama give up over 250 on the ground with its own elite players. Kind of hard to sit here and with any confidence say that Tennessee's going to stop or slow down the run, but hopefully I'm wrong.
So I asked that touchdown turnover for a reason. The reason is you don't win games based on who has the most yards and who wins in this, statistical category. It's about who has the most points at the end of the football game. That's what determines a winner and a loser. And, yeah, Florida had right up to 250 rushing yards against Alabama. Florida also had more first downs than Alabama. Florida also had more total yards than Alabama. Florida also had less penalties than Alabama. Florida also possessed the football longer than Alabama. You can go through here and look at so many categories where Florida was better than Alabama. Now, third down efficiency, Alabama was better. There's one drive in this football game for Florida against Alabama that stands out to me for Tennessee to have a chance to win this football game. It is Florida's first possession in the first quarter. Florida goes on an 11-play drive, 75 yards. I mean, that's a great play drive. That's what you want. As a head coach, you want that. Your defense is resting. You're controlling the ball. Took up 4 minutes. 11 plays, 75 yards. The drive was perfect, except for one thing, Ben. They kicked the field goal. I believe Tennessee is going to give up 250-plus rush yards. I think Florida's going to do their thing rushing the football. This is just what they do. They're good at it. And I don't think you're going to stop it. But I think you can bow your neck when it matters in the red zone. And if you can do that consistently, not just one time like Alabama did, but if you can find ways, whether it's run stunts or whatever, if you can find ways that when Florida moves the football, because they're going to move the football, they're a good football team, and they have good players, and we are where we are from a personnel standpoint. They're going to move the ball. But I think it's important that when they do move the ball, when they do have success, that we bow our neck and we force field goals. And I think that could be the difference. Mm-hmm. Florida, the reason why they got back in this football game after being down 21-3, that was the only field goal they kicked and made. They put up touchdowns. And then they did miss an extra point when they scored their first touchdown there in the second quarter. But, they put up touchdowns. And that's the difference. You can absolutely look at the stat sheet after Tennessee plays Florida and go, oh, my gosh, Florida has blown Tennessee out. Look at the rushing. Look at the total yards. Look at the time of possession. You can look at the stats and go, man, look at the blowout there. But the only thing that matters is the final score. If you're forcing field goals, you give yourself a chance. Go look at this Florida-Alabama team stat sheet. And you would think, without looking at the final score, that Florida won this football game. Not so fast, my friend. So, for me, man, it's about forcing the field goals. We're going to give up some yards, man.
But Tennessee has a top 5 rushing defense in the country.
We played a poor Pittsburgh team that rushes football. And we played Tennessee Tech, and we played Bowling Green. So, take that for what it's worth. Pittsburgh didn't beat us by running all over us. They beat us by taking advantage of turnovers and throwing a football because they had all the time in the world for Pickett to get to his 4th and 5th option on a passing play. So,
I mean, you've got to sell out this game to stop the run. If Emory Jones and Florida beat you because of the passing game, because of Emory Jones's arm, So be it.
So be it.
So be it. He has not proved to be a dynamic passer to this point in his career. He was efficient against Alabama. He continues to take small steps forward from game to game. But if I'm Tim Banks and this defensive coaching staff, I'm selling out on stopping the run. Just throw all the chips on the table to stop the run. And if Emory Jones beats you, then so be it. There's not a receiver on this team that scares me, even with Tennessee secondary maybe not being great. Alontae Taylor and Warren Burrell should be perfectly fine in this game. This isn't them going up against Alabama last year with Devontae Smith and Jalen Waddle, although Waddle didn't play. I realize that. But this isn't last year's Alabama receiver core. So, or the Florida receivers that we've seen in the past. Alontae Taylor and Warren Burrell on an island, even if you're selling out for the run, should be okay, theoretically. So I would just completely sell out on trying to stop the run, slow down the run, do whatever you need to do against the run to give yourself a chance to win the game. Don't let Florida run away with it, pun intended.
When teams try to play the Chicago Bulls, they would say, listen, George he's gonna drop what he's gonna drop. He's gonna drop 40, he's gonna drop 50, whatever. He's gonna do that. Mm-hmm. He's the best ever. But what you can't let happen is you can't let Tony Kukoc, you can't let Ron Harper, you can't let Dennis Rodman, you can't let those guys hit double figures and have career days, because then you're not gonna beat them. You're not gonna beat them. Remember the Warriors when they played against the Cavaliers when LeBron was on that team? All right, LeBron's going to drop. He's going to drop 50. Cool, whatever. They still lost. They still lost. Why? Because LeBron didn't have help. So if you are Tennessee, you say, all right, Emory Jones, show us you a passer. Show us. We know you threw it to the tight end. Those short throws. We know you had a good game. Threw one interception. Wasn't bad. But show us you a real passer. Show us you can drop the ball in the bucket, press coverage, 20, 30 yards down the football field. Show us that you can be accurate with the football.
And Tennessee is going to face that same challenge if Joe Milton plays. Florida is going to try to make Joe Milton do the exact same thing. Do you think
should do it with Hendon too?
Yes,
should be the approach for any quarterback that Tennessee throws out there.
Absolutely. Do you think it's more important for Tennessee to hit on some deep balls or slow down the run?
It's more important one is defense, one is offense. I think it's
Which
always
one do you think is more critical for Tennessee having a chance to win the game? The reason I ask that is because theoretically, it doesn't matter if you stop the run or not if you're not putting up points on the board.
No, I think in reverse. You don't have a chance if you can't stop. If you can't stop them running the football, now you are in trouble because they're eating up clock, taking possessions away from you on offense, and you've allowed Emory Jones to benefit from play action pass. Now he has more windows, wider windows to throw in. It creates more problems for Tennessee if Florida's running the football at will. So you give yourself a chance if you stop the run, because now you can win on special teams with field position, and you don't have to necessarily hit deep shots to win. Mm-hmm. You can hit intermediate routes. You can hit some of the bubble screens
that don't exist in this offense.
But you can do it. You can, you just give yourself a better chance to win if you are stopping the run. You don't have a chance to win at all if you allow Florida to run up and down the football field.
Yeah.
So I would always go stop the run. That is the most important thing, because you can win in other ways. You can win in the special teams too. But if you allow Florida to eat up 37 minutes of time of possession, and they run the football for 300 yards, good night.
Yep.
Good night. So if I'm Tim Banks, man, I'm forcing Emory Jones. Hey, man, show us you Danny Warfel tonight. Show us you cow trash tonight. Show us. I can't.
It would be the most Tennessee thing ever for Emory Jones to look like Tom Brady back there throwing the football.
Like Baker Mayfield.
First game ever. He looks great as a passer. Will be against Tennessee.
Joe Burrow looking like Kyler Murray back there.
And we know how Florida backup quarterbacks do against Tennessee.
No, that's LSU backup quarterbacks.
Florida too.
Oh man,
and they've got a good one this year in AR-15, aka Anthony Richardson.
Regardless of who the quarterback is, man, I think if you're Tennessee, you force them to be passers, and if they beat you being good passers, then you just chalk it up. Hey man, we got other games we need to play. You just gotta chalk it up, take the L. Because if they do something that they have not shown they can do and they do it well, hey man, ain't nothing you can do about that. Swain Event, be right back.
While the other guys are taking guesses, the Swain Event is taking you behind the scenes and in the huddle every morning from 7 till 10 right here.
When you start your own business, you know that branding can make or break a new venture. That's why Swain Event relies on 42nd Street. 42nd Street is a strategy agency focused on finding creative, open-minded, results-driven solutions to brand design. After over a decade of operations in East Tennessee, the brand architects at 42nd Street have the experience and creative know-how to ensure the success of your business branding, logo, web presence, and more. To see a real-life example of their amazing work, you can check out our website at swainevent.com. Don't trust the branding of your business to just anyone. Check out my friends at 42nd Street online at 42st.com or give them a call at 865-382-7007. 42nd Street, brand, strategy, design.
More and more Tennessee businesses are switching to Iris Networks for reliable, local, high-quality, high-speed business fiber internet. Iris provides direct internet access from 10 megs to 10 gigs with no payments for 90 days. Iris also offers next-generation business phones with work from anywhere capability from the mobile or laptop app. With local sales, support, and service, Iris is a partner in the community. Learn more at irisnetworkusa.com or call 865-448-IRIS. Iris Networks, a Tennessee business connecting Tennessee businesses.
When you see the happy face on our truck, you'll be smiling because you'll know that you're in love.
At Hiller, we care about your family's comfort all year long. If you get caught without air conditioning this summer, we're offering a free service call with any repair. That's a free service call when we do the work on your HVAC system. Visit happyhiller.com to schedule your appointment today.
Call the Happy Face Truck today.
Top 100 barbecue restaurant Dead End Barbecue is a no-brainer when you are craving the smoky flavor of quality Q. Dead End makes it easy to enjoy their fantastic menu with online ordering from Chow Now for pickup. Or if you don't feel like leaving the house, then have Dead End Barbecue delivered right to your door by Loco Knoxville or Bite Squad. There is no better restaurant in town to enjoy the madness of March with. Cheer on the Vols and the Lady Vols with the best barbecue around. Check them out online at deadendbbq.com. Dead End Barbecue. The search is over.
When I made the move to my own studio, I was worried about this. I was worried about that. I was worried about, hey, did I get this piece of equipment? Did I get that piece of equipment? Does that sound good? Does that not sound good? One thing I didn't have to worry about, that was office furniture, because Office Furniture Outfitters met my furniture needs. With a 50,000 square foot facility, they have East Tennessee's largest selection and are the best value for new and used office furniture. Located in Knoxville, it's easy to find everything you need for your new space, including desks, file cabinets, chairs, conference tables, and more. Office Furniture Outfitters is turnkey. They came to my place, we mapped everything out that was needed, they delivered, and get this, set everything up. To learn more about what Office Furniture Outfitters can do for you, log on to ofonox.com. That's ofonox.com.
JC's Tree and Landscaping Service specializes in quality tree work done at an affordable price. Trimming and removing trees are their specialty. They also offer other services like land clearing, stump grinding, crane services, and all of your basic landscaping needs for both commercial and residential. JC's will give you a free estimate and beat any written quote by a competitor to guarantee that you get the lowest price around. Don't risk your land with a fly-by-night service. JC's Tree and Landscaping is licensed and insured. Give them a call at 865-599-3799.
I just wanted to come by and congratulate you on the great work you've been doing.
I like your style. You remind me of a young me.
Failure is not an option.
That boy is good.
Don't remind yourself, nobody built like you design yourself.
Attaboy. Attaboy is brought to you by Made in Tennessee Business Fiber Internet from Iris Networks. Find business solutions for you at irisnetworksusa.com.
The remix. It's time for Attaboy here on the Swain Event. Didn't do that yesterday, did it?
Nope.
Man, I'm telling you, man. Technology, boy. Technology. Minds of its own sometimes. Makes no sense. It is time for Attaboy, where we highlight positivity. And Attaboy is brought to you by irisnetworksusa.com. Specializing in business, internet, and voice fiber internet. A Tennessee business connecting Tennessee businesses. 90 days, no payment for your business internet. And Ben, what do you have for Attaboy today?
I am giving the Admiral an Attaboy. Admiral
The
Schofield
Admiral, yes.
has been picked up by the Orlando Magic as training camp is set to begin next Tuesday. Isn't that hard to believe that NBA is already here? Grizzlies' first preseason game is October 5th. I think that's like a week from this Friday. I don't know. It's like a week and a half away.
We're getting close. I saw where Ben Simmons is not going to report to the 76ers. So it's getting close, man.
I bet the Sixers were like, thank you, God. But shout out to Admiral. Played in 14 games last season with Greensboro of the NBA G League, and he averaged 10.1 points per game, 5.7 rebounds, and 2.1 assists. Originally selected in the second round of the NBA draft. He will wear number 25 with the Orlando Magic. It doesn't say what type of deal he signed with the Magic.
He on the team. That's all that matters.
Yeah, but it may just be a training camp deal because in the release it says Orlando's roster now stands at 20 players. Oh. Training camp begins on Tuesday, September 28th. So sounds like he got a training camp invite.
Hey, man, he's holding on, man.
But it did say.
That's all that matters. He's holding on. He's holding on. And he may be PJ Tucker.
Maybe.
Yeah, he may be PJ Tucker, man. Just continue to develop, continue to hold on, and boom, it all clicks. So I'm just glad that he's continuing to get opportunities. You know he's going to work hard, and he's living out his dream. So
that's all that matters.
Yep.
It did say per team policy, terms of the deal are not disclosed. So I don't think they're going to put a ton of detail into a training camp invite. So maybe it's a little more than that, but he will definitely have to prove himself throughout training camp, and hopefully he does and can make the Magic's roster.
Let's get it. So I like that Attaboy.
I also saw Lamonte tweeting something along the lines of sorry for the wait, and it was a video of him in a layup line overseas. So it looks like Lamonte Turner is back on the basketball court. Oh, yeah, look, here's a signing announced 22 hours ago. I missed this. I can't even begin to announce this team name. Aseko Arca Ginigia.
What'd you say?
I know. I need to watch it. I almost said something I'm really not supposed to. But Lamonte Turner's been picked up overseas. A professional basketball team in Poland.
Is he getting paid?
Yep.
Yeah, baby. That's all that matters. My boy Lamonte getting paid. Getting paid. Tax-free, hopefully.
How about this? Historically, the team is one of the most successful in Poland, mainly because of the 9 championships in a row the team won from 2004 to 2012. So, Lamonte Turner, a Arca Gdynia. I like Gdynia. I have no earthly idea how to begin to pronounce that. Like, nothing makes sense in this name. These letters should not be in this order. That's not how the alphabet works. That's not how grammar works. GDY, how do you pronounce that?
Oh, man. You okay?
We got Turkey Man. I was giving you the Turkey Man bat sign. Flapping my arms like a turkey. Gobble, gobble. Gobble, gobble.
All right, let's get Turkey Man. Turkey Man, good morning.
Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
Hey, got a question for you guys today. We've got 2 quarterbacks on each side. We'll probably see playing time. Richardson is the one that looks really good for Florida. Milton looks like he's good. If he could ever get it together, could look, good from Tennessee. I would like for you, because turnovers is going to be key to this game. The team that wins the turnover battle will win. From your recruiting and looking at the game, if you was living under a rock and you didn't know anything about the game, you just come in and quarterback's been changed, starter's been taken out. You go both ways. If Richardson was starting for them and Jones, I think his name, come in, and he was come in place because of turnovers in the end of this, or first to second half, or whatever you want to call it, wherever that would take place. And same way for Tennessee, Booker and Milton. And you did not know, what would you say and they had 2 turnovers. What would you say Florida's turnovers would have been? That Richards in there for 4 turnovers, vice versa. Because
Turkey Man, I am lost right now.
Okay.
I am totally lost. Ben,
okay.
I'm not that smart, man. Maybe it's just me. I'm lost. I have no clue how to answer the scenario.
Let's say the starting quarterback was Richardson for Florida.
Okay.
Okay. And they pulled him because of turnovers.
Okay.
Okay. You did not know why they pulled him.
Okay.
You just know they had 2 turnovers, so they put the other quarterback in place.
Okay.
What would you say of the 4 quarterbacks would be the answer to those questions? Why would Richardson turn over? Would it have been fumbles? Or would it have been pass? If what you've seen for him would be, if you said, okay, he's turned the ball over twice, it was 2 interceptions or it was 2 fumbles.
With Richardson, it would be 2 fumbles because they don't really let him throw the football. Emory Jones, if he had 2 turnovers, 3 turnovers, 4 turnovers, it would be through the air. Hooker, at this point, it would be a fumble as well. That's all he's done is fumbled the ball. Milton, I don't know. Milton hasn't really proven to be turnover prone. I think he has one turnover, and it was the fumble when Ollie Lane ran through like a train. and blew Milton up, and Milton couldn't hold on to the football. So if it's Emory Jones turning the football over, Alontae Taylor probably is giving out free cookies again. If it's Anthony Richardson, they don't really let him throw the football just yet. He's Tim Tebow as a freshman. He comes in and runs the ball, so it would be fumbles. Balls on the ground.
Thanks, man. Thanks for saving me, because I still don't know what the question was. Chip Payne says, y'all almost got Diddy as a producer today, Bad Boy Remix. Yeah, I don't know, man. I might have to talk to the technical team after the show, see why it's doing that. That's weird. That is weird. CJ Vol says, Emory can't beat us throwing the ball. We will lose by them running the ball all day if we get beat. I agree with that assessment. Well, I'm saying is force Emory to beat you throwing the football. And if he does, then hey, you just gotta chalk it up, man. You just gotta accept that L. You gotta accept it. Bobby in Georgia says, serious question: if Tennessee defense practices against Hooker and Milton on the regular, both very mobile quarterbacks, why are we susceptible to quarterback scrambles? Well, defense practices against the second team and third team quarterback. First team quarterback is working against the scout team, and the first team defense is working against the scout team. So usually the scout team offense is the third quarterback. In this case, this would be Harrison Bailey. So the scout team defense going up against the number one offense, you would have majority of those reps going to QB1 that week, and then the QB2 will be getting the scraps. So my senior year, Jonathan Cropton, the second team quarterback, Eric Ames was the first team quarterback, and then like Nick Stevens was working with the scout team. Now, if you have a team that has a mobile quarterback and that's who you're going up against, then it is best to put someone there who can run.
So you would say that Harrison Bailey is not the scout team quarterback this week?
I don't think that would be a good idea, or that would be helping Tennessee's defense prepare. I would put in a receiver that's not playing or something like that, or I would,
Can we call Kasim Hill, bring him back?
How many years of eligibility does he have?
He's balling out for Rhode Island, apparently. We had somebody on the text box early in the show give Kasim Hill a shout-out because he threw for over 300 yards, apparently.
Okay.
John K. from South Carolina, always bringing the sarcasm. Early attaboy goes to Kasim Hill, 320 and 3 touchdowns. Hashtag Hill for Heisman.
There you go.
I think John K. put something about him last week as well. But I don't understand why you would not want to put Harrison Bailey at scout team quarterback, Swain. Who better to imitate AR-15 than HB-15?
GBO for Life says, is Florida's other quarterback coming back this week, or is he still hurt? Richardson he's going to play. Dan Mullen says he's not playing unless he's 100%. The dude did a round off back tuck pregame last week. I think he's okay. But Emory Jones earned the right to play the entire game if he played like he did last week against Alabama.
Yeah, Dan Mullen said that, which I don't know how true it is, but Dan Mullen said that they didn't want to risk AR-15, such a great nickname. I don't care if he's a Gator. That's an awesome nickname. Said that they didn't want to risk losing him for 4 to 6 weeks rather than just missing the Alabama game, because that hamstring can go from mild. He may be ready to play right then and there, but he tweaks it the wrong way, and it can go to a severe hamstring injury quick, fast, and in a hurry. Then all of a sudden he's out 4 to 6 weeks.
So him going Simone Biles in pregame is probably not gonna help it. Right?
Probably not.
I was like, what is he doing, man?
Well, the best part was
Olympics.
The Florida Twitter account tweeting out the video of him doing it, showing it off.
What? Like, you're supposed to be hurt. You're supposed to be hurt. That's like, you wake up one morning, you don't want to go to school, and your parents come to your room to wake you up for school, and then you go into character when they in your room. You're like, Mom, Dad, I don't feel good. I don't feel good.
And then by lunch.
Then you go downstairs, eat breakfast, and then you forget that you're supposed to be sick. You forget you're supposed to be sick. You do a backflip or something in the kitchen. It's like, you're supposed to be hurt, man. You're supposed to be sick. What are you doing?
I genuinely never pulled that off. I never really faked sick. I mean, there was like once or twice that I did. I can vividly remember doing it once when I was in like 5th grade. And I was fake coughing in the morning and whatnot. And so my mom didn't force me to go to school, but she took me to the grocery store later on that day. And I was just like acting. I forgot that I was sick.
Yeah,
and I was acting normal
caught.
at the grocery store. And she's like, so you feeling fine now, huh?
Uh-huh. So this will be like the Florida Twitter account will be equivalent to your sister taking a picture of you laughing, dancing, smiling, being healthy. That would be the equivalent. Because the Florida Twitter account, whoever is controlling the Twitter account, didn't have the common sense.
Didn't have the intel.
to not tweet a picture or video out of their hurt quarterback looking like Simone Biles before the game. And it wasn't like he did it like off to the side. Like, the whole team was right there. He was the main attraction.
In the end zone before they go back into the locker room.
Like
everybody
everybody
at the
saw
stadium.
it. It's like everyone saw it. It was like we were there to watch him do the floor exercise at the Olympics. It was like everyone's watching. But he's hurt. Okay, gameplay. Cool, whatever. All right, who's on the phone?
We have Andrew in Nolensville.
Oh, Andrew, good morning.
Hey, good morning, guys.
Good morning.
Hey, Swain. So, first time caller, but long time listener. I really appreciate you guys. I guess maybe I don't have realistic expectations, but just listen to like Boogie Bentley podcast. I don't know if you know Boogie or not. Talking about just the downing. I guess the downers of the world not feeling like any chance in this game. I'll tell you why we have a great chance in this game is quarterback play. True or false, our quarterback play is better right now than anything we had with Jared Garantano.
Oh, yeah, true. Yeah,
True.
True,
Hey.
especially this last year. Now, Jared's 2018 season wasn't terrible, but last season was terrible. So it depends on what quarterback year you want to look at from Jared. But it's definitely better than last year.
Oh, for sure. And I don't know if people realize, and again, we're talking about competition and this and that, but Hendon Hooker has a better completion percentage, more touchdowns, less interceptions than Emory Jones is. But all we're hearing from the media is how bad Tennessee's quarterback play is. If you look at the comparison versus the competition, and they played who? I believe Florida Atlantic, correct me if I'm wrong, outside Alabama. What is the main difference between the stat lines on that?
Alabama.
Between the quarterback play.
Alabama. Emory played a good game against Alabama. And our quarterbacks have not played a good game versus a good opponent yet.
Okay.
So that's why. I mean, if you're asking, okay, well, why is Emory Jones getting so much love and it's so lopsided from our quarterbacks, then I would say that would be the reason. We just haven't done it yet, Andrew. We have not done it yet. I thought Hendon did a good job coming in the Pittsburgh game, but he still turned the ball over twice, and so that is a concern. And Milton still hasn't shown us that he can hit on those on deep shots or any throw outside of a bubble screen or quick wide receiver screen. So I hope that they are able to do it. But if you want to know, like, okay, why is the accolade so lopsided right now? It's because, man, Emory did it against Alabama. He played like a warrior against Alabama. He really did. Ben, agree, disagree?
Agree.
Yeah, I mean,
he was good. He was serviceable against the number one team in the country, where Joe Milton has all the potential in the world, but can't tap into that potential. And Hendon Hooker is a solid player, but he's not gonna light the world on fire more than likely. And the biggest reason Tennessee is not given a chance in this game is because of everything else on the rosters.
I was talking to someone with NFL ties last night, like NFL scouting ties last night, and
I don't want to know.
Yeah, you do. Well, you probably don't. It's kind of good and bad. There's not 10 quarterbacks in the NFL that has the arm that Joe Milton has. I mean, it's good.
I mean, it's good if you can actually hit on the throws.
It's good and bad because, you know, he hasn't been accurate with those deep shots and, you know, being able to add the other part of throwing the football. So it's good that he has the tools. And, you know, when he figures it out, then boom, it'll be great. But
if only he were a true freshman or redshirt freshman.
Hey, man.
And not a fourth-year player with a good handful of games under his belt.
Hey, man. Theo Jackson will say he still got time.
Michigan's quarterback looks good through 3 games.
Yeah. Theo Jackson would say, hey, there's still time, baby. There's still time.
He still got one more year, Joe.
865-250-5503. Swain Event, fueled by Dead End Barbecue. Be right back.
For what is coming up on the Swain Event.
Hey there, Swain Event listeners. I'm excited to share my new Keller Williams Realty app so you can tour homes without leaving yours. Not only can you search for homes in specific areas and neighborhoods, you can also have access to real-time market snapshots on stats like average home price and days on market, plus commute times from your office, school zones, and much more. Download my app today and get the most accurate information on buying, selling, and investing in real estate in your area. Just search for the Keller Williams Realty app and click on More in the lower right-hand corner. Type in Jennifer Morris in the Your Agent search bar, then save and you're set. And as always, feel free to reach out at 865-257-7897 or email me at jennifermorris865@gmail.com.
We're here with Dr. Michael Carlson of Tennessee Regenerative Sports Medicine to discuss PRP, platelet-rich plasma. If you have orthopedic injuries such as shoulder pain, knee pain, Achilles tendonitis, or tennis elbow, you should give them a call.
Good to be back, Jason. We specialize in non-surgical orthopedics, so we treat damaged tendons, ligaments, and joints, including rotator cuff injuries, knee injuries, and elbow and foot problems by using ultrasound-guided injections with PRP. And this form of treatment helps stimulate the body's own reparative process and assist in the healing of damaged tissue.
Doc, what makes your training different than others?
I've been practicing in Knoxville for over 26 years, and I'm certified in interventional regenerative orthopedic medicine through the American Academy of Orthopedic Medicine. They've been the leader in this form of treatment since 1983. I also teach this form of treatment on a national and international basis to other physicians, residents, and medical students. Here in our clinic, I'm the one doing the procedure, and we're using your own PRP, which are concentrated platelets, to treat your injury. So in other words, Jason, it comes from you and it goes back to you. So you know exactly what you're getting and know exactly the level of training involved.
Do what the pros, college athletes, and I have done, and visit them online at trsportsmedicine.com. Tennessee Regenerative Sports Medicine, East Tennessee's leader in PRP therapy. If you're coming to Knoxville and need a place to stay, do yourself a favor and book a room at Hampton Inn Paper Mill, also known as the Hampton on the Hill. This award-winning property is literally in the top 5% of all Hampton Inn properties. The GM, Stephen Lawrence, is a good old local boy who grew up in the business around Knoxville.
He and his staff are always available, always willing to help, and will go above and beyond for their guests. The newest Hampton Inn in Knoxville has clean, affordable rooms, flat screens, fridges, and microwaves in every room. Plus, breakfast is included in every rate. Not to mention, there's also a pool and fitness center on site. If it wasn't so close to amazing restaurants, bars, and shopping, you would never want to leave. At only 6 miles from campus, you're still right in where the big orange action is. Go to HamptonInn.com, search Knoxville, and book your room at the Hampton Inn Paper Mill or call 865-693-5400.
Out-of-town law firms have been swarming into East Tennessee lately. Firms from Memphis, Chattanooga, and Birmingham have stormed into the area. Wouldn't you rather do business with a local law firm? You know, a true neighbor. Marcos Garza and the pros at the Garza Law Firm are just that. They are our neighbors and friends that support local causes year-round. The Garza Law Firm works to serve you professionally on criminal matters, injuries and accident matters, and Social Security and disability filings. The Garza Law Firm is here for you at GarzaLaw.com. The Garza Law Firm. Let us help.
There are articles and news stories that you read about the things that people do. And when you're reading those and you start to shake your head, you start to scratch your head a little bit, you get confused. You don't understand why. You start to ask questions. But really, there's only one question that matters. What is that question, you may ask?
For what? I mean, it's only right that really all the for what's this week should go to the state of Florida, but we got some for what's today, man, and we got at least one for what today. And Ben, we are going to the state of Florida, right?
We are. The Toronto Blue Jays are not happy, and that is because on Monday night in the 6th inning, when Toronto was in Tampa playing the Rays, there was a play at the plate. Kevin Kiermaier, the Rays center fielder, slid into home. He was trying to score. He got thrown out. Catcher tagged him. And when the catcher tagged Kevin Kiermaier sliding into home plate, a card fell out of Alejandro Kirk's wristband. Alejandro Kirk is the catcher for the Blue Jays, and when he tagged Kevin Kiermaier, who was trying to score, tagged him out, the wristband, the card in the wristband fell out, and Kevin Kiermaier picked up this card. He sees it laying on the ground, and he picks it up real quick, and then he walks back to his dugout. On that card,
cheating, man,
the Blue Jays game plan on pitching to Tampa Bay's hitters. And Charlie Montoya, who is the Blue Jays manager, said that if there was one card that they would not want the Rays to have, it would be the one that Kevin Kiermaier picked up when he was sliding into home. Because, again, it had the Blue Jays pitching staff's game plan on how to pitch to Tampa Bay's hitters. But Kevin Kiermaier now has this information on how Toronto is going to attack them in the box. And guess what happened Monday night? The Rays were losing 2-0 for most of the game, and then came back late and won the game. Now, there is a possible reasonable excuse. Kevin Kiermaier was obviously asked about picking up the card at home plate, and he said when I was there, I saw a piece of paper. The play happened so fast. Honestly, play happened so fast. I picked it up, didn't know what it was, whether it was mine or not. They're all pretty similar, and then as I picked it up, I realized it was that. I never even looked at it, I'll say that, but at the same time, I'm not going to drop it or hand it back. I hope I don't know what their thoughts were about it or whatnot at the time, though. I saw it on the ground, and I picked it up nonchalantly and not thinking anything of it, and haven't heard anything of it since. Everything was so quick, and after I did it, I was like, dang, the scouting reports or whatever it was on the ground, and I grabbed it. Like I said, got to the point that I'm not going to return it or do that. It's September, whatever. I didn't know what was going on. So he originally thought it was his piece of card that he keeps in the outfield with him, because outfielders have a card that tell them how they want to play certain hitters, where in the outfield to stand for certain hitters. He thought it was that card, and then when he realized that it wasn't, he still kept it anyways. And so the question is, do you believe he used this card or not? I have an impossible time believing that the Rays did not use this, because I know from experience, when I was a bat boy for the Huntsville Stars, and my job after the game was to clean up the dugouts, sweep all the seeds out, anything else in there, take anything the players left back up to their lockers. Like Jorge Soler, the right fielder for the Braves right now, he was playing with the Smokies, and he left his sunglasses that were worth a lot of money down on the bench, and I took them back up there to him, and he, oh, thank you, you so kind. It was very nice to me. But one time, the Stars were playing a team, and the other team left a scouting report of how to attack the Huntsville Stars players in the dugout on their bench.
Did you confiscate it, Ben?
I did confiscate it, and I took it up.
You a snitch. You a snitch, Ben.
I took it up to the dugout, or to the clubhouse of the Huntsville Stars, and gave it to them so that they could know how the other team was going to pitch to them the rest of the weekend.
No, that's not a snitch. That's a hero. You a hero, Ben.
Look, all I know is those players were in love with me that weekend.
I bet they were, man.
They were
you
big
a hero.
fans of Ben that weekend.
You are a hero.
So I say that to say the Huntsville Stars players were drooling over the scouting report that I brought to them that the other team left in the dugout after the game. So I guarantee you Kevin Kiermaier and the rest of his Rays teammates looked at that scouting report on the card. And what a coincidence that they came back and won the game. So the Rays get it for what? For cheating. That's dirty. That's dirty.
Right quick. Y'all got to see this. If you are watching on Swain Event TV on the live stream, you got to see this. I got to share this with you. This is Conor McGregor throwing out first pitch. Looks like, what is that? Minnesota versus the Cubs. Play last night.
It's the Cubs. I don't know who they're playing.
This is the worst first pitch in the history of first pitches. This is worse than 50 cents. Conor McGregor gets it for what? How you gonna be an athlete throwing the ball into the stands? The ball hit the stands, man, on the first pitch. That's the for what? Swain Event. Be right back.
Hour 3 of the Swain Event is brought to you by the Low T Center and lowtcenter.com. Do you know your numbers? Feel like you again. Let us help.
Guys, your health right now is more important than ever. I recommend Low T Center. That's where I get my levels checked. It all starts with the annual wellness exam, where they do a comprehensive health assessment exclusively for men, making it quick and easy to take care of your health. And now they offer monitored self-inject at-home testosterone treatment. Most insurance is accepted. Go to lowtcenter.com now to book your appointment and make your health a priority. Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare.
At Iris Networks, we know that business communication solutions are critical to your success. Since 1998, we've been helping businesses in East Tennessee by providing reliable and affordable high-speed fiber internet and voice solutions. That's why Iris Networks is your Tennessee communications partner. With internet speeds up to 100 gigs and work-from-anywhere solutions like mobile apps, video conferencing, and file sharing, we make sure you can stay connected to your customers and great communities we live and work in. Iris Networks, because just like you, Tennessee is our home.
Out-of-town law firms have been swarming into East Tennessee lately. Firms from Memphis, Chattanooga, and Birmingham have stormed into the area. Wouldn't you rather do business with a local law firm? You know, a true neighbor. Marcos Garza and the pros at the Garza Law Firm are just that. They are our neighbors and friends that support local causes year-round. The Garza Law Firm works to serve you professionally on criminal matters, injuries and accident matters, and Social Security and disability filings. The Garza Law Firm is here for you at garzalaw.com. The Garza Law Firm. Let us help.
Hour 3 of the Swain Event is brought to you by the Low T Center and lowtcenter.com. Do you know your numbers? Feel like you again. Let us help.
Swain Event, SwainEvent.com, fueled by Dead End Barbecue, top 100 barbecue restaurant in America. Ben McKee, Jason Swain, live here from the Low T Center studio. If you haven't heard, there's now a way to get the Power T and the checkerboard on your license plate while supporting scholarships at Tennessee for the students at the same time. Official UT Knoxville license plates are now available from county clerk's offices across the state of Tennessee. $15 of your $35 annual specialty plate fee supports student scholarships. Talk to your county clerk or visit alumni.utk.edu for more information. The great Ben McKee, Measley Swain here. Taking you to 10 a.m., 2 hours down, 1 to go. I want to go to the text box, and let's see here. John K., you ain't right. To my Conor McGregor throwing the first pitch like a Joe Milton go route. That ain't right.
No, but that's not even like a true statement, because at least Milton's balls go straight. McGregor's just
didn't
it go close to straight.
It was by far the worst first pitch I've ever seen.
Well, I don't know. I think it's there's that one that chick threw and hit the camera guy right in the lens, like right in front of her. To me, that one
Connors
was
is worse. Connors ain't got no excuse, man.
That's true.
He's a professional athlete.
Yeah, but just because you're a professional athlete doesn't mean you know how to do other things.
You should be able to throw a baseball better than that.
Yeah, but he fights people. That's
He's
different
an athlete. I don't care if you.
There's different levels of athleticism. There's different traits of being athletic. He obviously does not have the hand-eye coordination athletic trait.
I hope he would if he's a fighter.
All you got to do is beat people up.
No, it's a lot more than that.
That's different than throwing a football or a baseball, shooting a basketball.
Listen, I watched old Vince St. Preux train, and I had a whole different appreciation for that sport and the type of athleticism you got to have. You should be able to throw a baseball. I don't care if you're a NASCAR driver or a golfer. I don't care what type of athlete you are. And some people will say NASCAR drivers are not athletes. I disagree. I think they are. But to throw a baseball that poorly, Connor, that's bad.
I'm not saying that he's not athletic because that's obviously not true. He is very athletic. You have to have some level of athleticism to do what he does. But there are different types of athletic, and he don't have the.
Look at this throw, man! He hit
the
wall.
Did you? The funny part is
he hit the wall, man.
Well, the funny part are the two people sitting behind the wall. It like scared them. It made them jump. They're like, "Wait, what happened?" Watch the people's reaction. Like it startled them.
This throw is worse than 50 Cent's throw.
It's worse than 50 Cent's.
It's bad.
But here's the thing that I'll give Connor credit for. He put some steam behind it. 50's was just weak. At least McGregor put some steam behind it. Now, that is how he and Joe Milton are similar, is that they just throw it as hard as they can. They just don't know where it's going to go.
Oh, man.
50's was lazy. McGregor at least put some. Tony Kingsport said he must have seen Machine Gun Kelly sitting in the stands.
Wallstorm says Ben is right. The mechanics are different. Still,
but that
look at the throw, Wallstorm. I'm not asking just because you're an athlete to throw a strike straight down the middle. I'm not expecting that, but I am expecting you not to throw it 20 feet over the pitcher's head and hit the wall where the fans in the stands have to jump and move because they're afraid you're going to hit them. Like I don't think that's too much to ask.
I appreciate the oomph behind the throw. That shows me some athleticism. 50 lacked the oomph, but point being, it's a big L. Connor took a big L, a bigger L than Poirier could even give him again.
Connor's been taking a lot of those, man.
Yeah, he needs to.
Bank count good though. Bank count is taking some dubs.
Oh, it's a constant dub.
Let's see. BC One Cam says Black Cleats puts a clear difference in the replays for out of bounds. That's the only plus I've seen. Pitfall asked, you still think Hendon makes those turnovers if he was a starting quarterback? It takes all the first team reps in practice. He would be the first team quarterback if he had not turned the ball over as much. So, yes, is the flat out answer because that was a decision. The interception was a decision. It didn't really matter who was first team and who was second team. That was a decision that he made. He failed to see the coverage like he was supposed to see it. The fumble against Tennessee Tech, don't matter if if you're going with the first team offense, second team offense, third string offense, you basically went up against a third string defense in Tennessee Tech and fumbled the football. Like turning the football over is something that scares coaches. And for Hendon, that's really the only reason why he wasn't named the starter at the beginning. And that's something that he has to manage and not let be a problem this weekend if Tennessee's going to have a chance to win this game. So,
well, in taking the glass half full approach, the good news is that the two fumbles against Tennessee Tech should be pretty easy to clean up. On the one where he got drilled on his knee, slide. That's what you did wrong in that situation. Like, I can understand why the ball came out with the way that your knee got hit, but why are you in a position to allow your knee to get hit like that in the first place? Get out of bounds or slide. And if you do that, then you're not going to take a nasty hit like you did. That's going to unfortunately contort your body to where the ball's going to come out as a natural reactor. So just slide in those situations. And then the other one was just a miscommunication between he and I think it was Tyon Evans. I don't know who's at fault there. I guess only Tyon and Hendon.
I wouldn't even count that one.
No, well, I mean, those are the only 2 turnovers he had against Tennessee Tech.
I was talking about from other games too. I was talking about the pitch, a fumble.
Yeah, because he had 2 fumbles against Tennessee Tech. He technically only had 1 turnover because Tennessee recovered the miscommunication. I don't know who that miscommunication was on. It's on both of them, but I don't know if Tyon was more in the wrong or if Hendon was in the wrong. It looked like Tyon thought that Hendon was going to keep it, and looked like Hendon thought that Tyon was going to take it. So I don't know how they iron out that kink. That's just them sitting down and talking, it would seem.
Yeah, that's you put the ball in the belly of the running back, and the running back is supposed to clamp down, but not take it. Not take it until the quarterback lets go. Well, Tyon felt like, all right, man, the ball's in the belly, and I'm not clamping down on it yet. And so what happened was, Hendon rolled that that fake longer than maybe you would normally ride it. Because go look at that Florida-Alabama 2-point conversion. Like, Emory was riding that fake the whole time.
3-4 yards.
Yeah, that the running back was in the hole. And he couldn't take it out because the running back had already clamped down on it. Because after a certain time, you're like, man, come on, the quarterback ain't going to take it back, at this point. And so the running backs, Tyon didn't clamp down. Hendon wasn't going to pull it and tried to give it late, and that's why the ball hit the ground. It was a fumble. So, yeah, you're right, though. That is running back coach. That is quarterback's coach. Along with Tyon, along with Hendon, in practice, working on that mesh point and fixing that. That should be an easy, quick fix right there. John K. from South Carolina says some marketing major or intern was so proud of themselves for getting Richardson's flip, but then get chewed out by Dan Mullen afterwards. Yeah, I can see that happening. Randy in San Antonio says, do you think we will see the double pass? Pitt scored on one, and Tech could have, but the receiver was overthrown. Tennessee is yet to show that they, covered that thing. I was thinking the same thing, Randy. I mean, had a wide open touchdown to the Pitt tight end, and then Pitt had a wide open receiver running, and the throw was overthrown because the pursuit got to the throwing receiver as soon as he caught the ball, so he didn't have really enough time to set his feet and deliver the football with accuracy. So, yeah, I think Tennessee will see some type of double pass because we have yet to stop it or to cover it. BC1 Cam says, what's wrong with doing the following? Starting Theo over Tank, then flipping Tank and Beasley to start Tank at linebacker. I think Tank is better suited to be a coverage linebacker than a DB of sorts. So you're going to put Theo at safety. You're going to put Jalen McCullough at linebacker. You're going to flip Tank and Beasley. So you can put Beasley at DB? You can put Beasley at safety? Tank is definitely a better tackler than he is in coverage.
His lack of athleticism gets him in trouble often. And I hate that for him because he seems like a real good guy and works hard, and you want him to be successful. But he's Micah Abernathy 2.0. Just lacks athleticism that is needed at the SEC level, and it gets him in trouble often. He looked good against Tennessee Tech. He had 2 big-time pass breakups where he read the pass over the middle of the field and broke on it extremely well and batted the ball into the air or into the ground and broke up the pass. But it's Tennessee Tech. Can he do it this weekend against Florida when he's lined up in the swamp against a Gators receiver? That's much different than a Tennessee Tech receiver.
And that's the point right there. If you're Tim Banks, man, you got to try to prevent Jalen McCullough to be in any situations where he's guarding a receiver. Tight end, okay, that's different. But you don't want him guarding a receiver. So if he does, man, you hope that defensive lineman reaches up and tips a pass, or you hope that it's an inaccurate pass. And sometimes you're matched up against someone that you shouldn't be. Sometimes in basketball, man, pick and roll, and oh my gosh, Uros is guarding a point guard on the perimeter. You don't want that. But if the point guard misses it, you're like, whoo, we dodged that bullet.
Dodged the bullet.
Whoo, we dodged that one. So sometimes that happens. You get matched up against someone, and you just hope that the other team doesn't capitalize.
And you don't want Theo moving because you don't want Slaughter playing nickel. I did not think Slaughter played that well against Tennessee Tech. I did not. Missed tackles. The deep ball at the end of the game that Tennessee Tech completed. Did you know that Tennessee Tech completed a deep ball in its last possession with like 2 minutes left in the fourth quarter? It was because Danico Slaughter got beat in the slot, and he ran right past them. So I didn't think Slaughter had a good game on Saturday against Tech from at least what I saw on the TV broadcast. So you don't want Slaughter in there playing nickel. So you don't want to move Theo. McCullough, too light in the pants to play linebacker right now.
Yeah, you're not making those moves mid-season anyways. So the what-if scenario game, which sometimes is fun to play, but in this case, like, it's not realistic because you're not throwing weight on a person mid-season. You're doing that in the off season, so that just wouldn't happen. You just play to a player's strengths and make sure you stay away from a player's weaknesses. And so if you are Florida, you find ways to match up Jalen McCullough in space against one of your wide receivers. That's the name of the game. Let's get to the Irish Network's hotline, and let's get to Mitch. Mitch, good morning.
Good morning, Swain. How you doing?
Man, wonderful. How are you?
Oh, I'm good. I was wondering the same thing. Do you think that either Beasley, Mitchell, Banks, Page, do you think that those guys are quick enough to be the spy on either one of those quarterbacks?
Not really. I don't think you want Emory Jones in space one-on-one with any of our linebackers. I don't think you want that. And
right.
If you're pursuing the football like a defense is supposed to, then hopefully you won't be in those situations. But Emory, he's really elusive. He's quick.
Right.
He's fast. I mean, he's a good player when it comes to running the football. He still has to prove himself as a passer. So, no, I don't like that matchup.
Right. I think we're just going to have to stack the box, keep contained, and make him beat us throwing. But
that's what I would do.
My other question is, we've not been able to run the ball since Bowling Green. Do you think that this weekend that we might see 2 running backs in the backfield at the same time with, a dual threat quarterback like Small and Evans lined up in the backfield together?
I mean, I don't know if 2 running backs will be the solution on not being able to run the football. That's more of an offensive line deal.
Right. I know they talked about it, or I'd heard somebody mention it, like probably back in spring or what have you, and I was just like, I didn't know if we could catch one on a swing pass or what, but we just got to come up with some way to run the football.
Yeah, I mean, and that's what I would look at if you have both those running backs in, is being able to run maybe double screens. You can run double screens and have your line split up, have a screen to the right, screen to the left, and the quarterback kind of picks his poison of which side he wants to go to. I mean, you can certainly do that with both running backs being in and throw a wrinkle at Florida, but having both running backs in, I don't think is the remedy for the running game. That's getting the push up front. I do think what can help us run the football is a dirty jersey Hendon Hooker, and I think that's what it's going to take. It's going to take Hendon Hooker. It's going to take the equipment team up here in Tennessee to have to use the special bleach to get the stains out of our white jerseys, the number 5 white jersey, because I think for us to be able to run the football and have success, it's going to be Hendon running the ball as much or more as the running backs.
Right.
That's what I'm expecting.
Okay. Mm-hmm. All right, man. Well, love the show. I'll talk to y'all later.
Hey, thank you, man. Thanks so much for the phone call, Mitch. You know what's crazy, Ben? Ooh, looking at the Florida crowd Saturday when they play Alabama, what did you notice about that crowd?
That it was empty at the top.
And it still drew the 5th largest crowd in stadium history. Ain't that weird?
It's because their fans are overrated.
That's weird to me, man. That is so weird to me. 865-255-03. We'll take a quick time out. Hour 3 is powered by Low T Center and lowtcenter.com. Be right back.
Hour 3 of the Swain Event is brought to you by the Low T Center and lowtcenter.com. Do you know your numbers? Feel like you again. Let us help.
Is that as low as you can go? Okay, thank you. Hello, is that as low as you can go? Okay, thank you.
What are you doing?
Calling around to get the best rate on a car loan.
Why? Everyone knows Alcoa 10 is the best choice to purchase a vehicle or refinance your current loan. And with low interest rates and 90 days to your first payment, it's a no-brainer. You can even apply online and sign all the documents from the convenience of your home.
Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking.
Alcoa 10 Credit Union. It's so easy. Go to atfcu.com for details. Rates are dependent on credit score and equal housing lender.
When you start your own business, you know that branding can make or break a new venture. That's why Swain Event relies on 42nd Street. 42nd Street is a strategy agency focused on finding creative, open-minded, results-driven solutions to brand design. After over a decade of operations in East Tennessee, the brand architects at 42nd Street have the experience and creative know-how to ensure the success of your business branding, logo, web presence, and more. To see a real-life example of their amazing work, you can check out our website at swainevent.com. Don't trust the branding of your business to just anyone. Check out my friends at 42nd Street online at 42st.com or give them a call at 865-382-7007. 42nd Street, brand, strategy, design.
Top 100 barbecue restaurant Dead End Barbecue is a no-brainer when you are craving the smoky flavor of quality Q. Dead End makes it easy to enjoy their fantastic menu with online ordering from Chow Now for pickup. Or if you don't feel like leaving the house, then have Dead End Barbecue delivered right to your door by Loco Knoxville or Bite Squad. Cheer on your favorite team with the best barbecue around. Check them out online at deadendbbq.com. Dead End Barbecue. The search is over. If you want to get in on the conversation, call the Iris Networks hotline at 865-200-5503. Grow your business with Iris Networks high-speed fiber internet. IrisNetworksUSA.com.
Good morning, Swain Event crew. As the weather heats up, so does our market, and from Johnson City to Knoxville, eager buyers are grabbing up many available properties. The chili is hot in East Tennessee, so if you are ready to buy or sell or want to talk more about our local real estate market, I'm just a phone call away. Or email me at jennifermorris865@gmail.com. And go Vols!
JC's Tree and Landscaping Service specializes in quality tree work done at an affordable price. Trimming and removing trees are their specialty. They also offer other services like land clearing, stump grinding, crane services, and all of your basic landscaping needs for both commercial and residential. JC's will give you a free estimate and beat any written quote by a competitor to guarantee that you get the lowest price around. Don't risk your land with a fly-by-night service. JC's Tree and Landscaping is licensed and insured. Give them a call at 865-599-3799. We're here with Dr. Michael Carlson of Tennessee Regenerative Sports Medicine to discuss PRP, platelet-rich plasma. If you have orthopedic injuries such as shoulder pain, knee pain, Achilles tendonitis, or tennis elbow, you should give them a call.
Good to be back, Jason. We specialize in non-surgical orthopedics, so we treat damaged tendons, ligaments, and joints, including rotator cuff injuries, knee injuries, and elbow and foot problems by using ultrasound-guided injections with PRP. And this form of treatment helps stimulate the body's own reparative process and assist in the healing of damaged tissue.
Doc, what makes your training different than others?
I've been practicing in Knoxville for over 26 years, and I'm certified in interventional regenerative orthopedic medicine through the American Academy of Orthopedic Medicine. They've been the leader in this form of treatment since 1983. I also teach this form of treatment on a national and international basis to other physicians, residents, and medical students. Here in our clinic, I'm the one doing the procedure, and we're using your own PRP, which are concentrated platelets, to treat your injury. So in other words, Jason, it comes from you and it goes back to you. So you know exactly what you're getting and know exactly the level of training involved.
Do what the pros, college athletes, and I have done, and visit them online at trsportsmedicine.com. Tennessee Regenerative Sports Medicine, East Tennessee's leader in PRP therapy.
More and more Tennessee businesses are switching to Iris Networks for reliable, local, high-quality, high-speed business fiber internet. Iris provides direct internet access from 10 megs to 10 gigs with no payments for 90 days. Iris also offers next-generation business phones with work-from-anywhere capability from the mobile or laptop app. With local sales, support, and service, Iris is a partner in the community. Learn more at irisnetworkusa.com or call 865-448-IRIS. Iris Networks, a Tennessee business connecting Tennessee businesses.
Home service problems occur, even at the most inconvenient times, like during a health crisis. And Tiller is always here to help you 24/7. As people are social distancing and staying at home on workdays, it's an easier time to take care of home maintenance items that you feel are necessary. And we've put new safety precautions in place, like wearing gloves, avoiding physical contact, new sanitation protocols, and limiting time in your home. We're here for you.
Call the Happy Face Truck today.
Hour 3 of the Swain Event is brought to you by the Low T Center and lowtcenter.com. Do you know your numbers? Feel like you again. Let us help.
Swain Event fueled by Dead End Barbecue. Ben McKee, Jason Swain. Hiller is offering credits towards new upgrades. You can trade in your old HVAC unit and earn up to $1,500 in credit towards a new select system. You can also upgrade your standard water heater to a tankless water heater and earn up to $500 with your trade. Trade in your old electrical panel for a new electrical panel and earn $500 in credit for the old one. Hiller's work is backed by their Happy You Will Be or Service is Free guarantee. Hiller's technicians are continuing to take measures to keep you and your family safe and healthy on every single call. Proud sponsors of the National Predators, Tennessee Volunteers, and Vanderbilt.
And
the Swain Event.
That should be the third one.
In the Swain Event. Proud sponsors of the Nashville Predators, the Tennessee Volunteers, Vanderbilt, in the Swain Event. In the Swain Event.
You're ridiculous.
Oh, man. 865-255-03. Let me go back to the text box. The Butler. Matthew Butler. They call him the Butler. I like that. Oh, man. The Butler. Everybody has a nickname. What was your nickname on your baseball team being in high school?
Ben.
Of course.
Ben. I didn't really have a nickname. My only nickname I ever had was B-Mac. That was because
that's a nickname.
Yeah, but that wasn't in high school. That was middle school when my best friend's name was also Ben. And so to differentiate between me and his son, my friend's dad called me B-Mac. So
he should have called his son B-Mac.
I like B-Mac.
Louisiana Voss is hidden starting. I think our best chance is with Joe. He has the arm. He just needs to prove the accuracy a little bit more. Yeah, I think you're gonna need both quarterbacks, to be honest, unless Hendon comes out and plays his best college game of his career, throwing the football and running the football. He has to have a Josh Dobbs-esque performance like 2015. I think for Tennessee have a chance, but I don't know who's starting. I've simply just shared what I would do,
which is
start hitting Hooker. Chip Payne says, where on the world is D. Beckwith besides being on the milk carton? He on the team, man. Here's the thing about D. Beckwith.
He'll be in Knoxville this weekend.
Here's the thing about D. Beckwith, dude. And I got somebody from my hometown that reached out to me and was like, yo, what's up with D. Beckwith? Like, what? Yeah, what's up with D. Beckwith?
He stinks.
I ain't gonna say all that.
I'm exaggerating.
Something is up. The reason why something is up is because he is 6'5". He is 225. And I don't care where he is on the depth chart, offense, defense, it doesn't really matter. But he's not even on special teams. That's the most alarming thing to me. Not that he's not on, gotten a carry at running back. Usually the fourth string running back, usually the fourth string linebacker or DB or whatever, it's understandable that if you may be young and it hasn't clicked yet on offense defense, there's a lot of plays, a lot of responsibilities. Special teams, there's not that many. So for him not to be on special teams, guys, it's something that he is not doing right as a football player inside the program right now. Something is off if he's not even on special teams, because he should be a special teams warrior like an Omar Gaither was before he got his starting position at linebacker.
Like an OG.
Like a Jalen Reeves-Maben was early in his career. Like that's what
Christian Charles is right now.
Yes, that's what D. Beckwith should be doing. He should be a special teams warrior. He should be the best special teams player that we have, and he's not out there, and that raises the antenna.
Here's my question about being a special teams warrior, though, and it feeds into the coach's perspective of the situation. What position on special teams is he going to play at 6'5" and maybe not the best speed in the world?
He can be on punt team. He can block right down the line and then run down the field and go make a tackle.
Yeah, I'm with you. I just think the biggest issue with D. Beckwith is that this coaching staff doesn't know how to utilize him.
Is that the coach's fault or his?
I don't know. I'm not. When I say that, I'm definitely not putting blame on the coaching staff. I'm definitely not doing that. So I guess it would be his problem, or just simply what he wasn't born with. And I mean, there's really nothing that he can do about not being born with a particular skill set. I'm not saying that he's handling his business properly and it's just not working out. I'm not saying that at all. I agree with you. I'm just saying from the coach's standpoint, like you just addressed from the player standpoint and why he's not playing, because he's not fulfilling all his responsibilities.
Something has to be up.
Correct. From a coach's vantage point, they see a guy who's not physical enough to play tight end or on defense. They see a guy who's not quick enough or has the skill set to be a receiver, and they don't view him as a guy that they feel good enough to put at running back yet. So he's a tweener that the coaching staff doesn't know what to do with.
He still can play special teams.
Yeah, I know.
Ain't no reason why he can't play special teams.
Yeah, because he is athletic. It's just his level of athleticism. Is it good enough to play running back in the SEC, play receiver in the SEC? And I don't think that Tennessee's coaches feel like that is so.
That's
so
fine. Listen,
he's a tweener.
I understand
when
that. people
people ask, "Where's D. Beckwith?" That's the problem.
The
coaching
problem
staff doesn't know where to put him, and he's probably not doing everything on his end to contribute in any way, like on special teams, like you said.
Like when people ask, like, "Where's D. Beckwith?" They're not asking like, at least I think they're not asking like, "Oh, where is he on offense defense?" Bro, they haven't seen him on the field at all.
Well, I've seen slick little comments. He is the running back version of Harrison Bailey. He is. Because I have seen slick little comments of, if only we had a running back that Tennessee could get the ball to, things like that. Tennessee needs to be using D. Beckwith. Why isn't Tennessee using D. Beckwith? Can't wait for D. Beckwith to transfer elsewhere and be the next Tennessee transfer that balls out elsewhere. Can't wait to see D. Beckwith make it to the league and then remember how underutilized he was at Tennessee. Like, folks are making those comments.
Yo, he's not – guys, if you're making those comments, you can stop because he's not playing on special teams. And that should tell you right there that something is up.
Yes.
Athletes and guys that can be trusted, guys that are doing things right, they play on special teams. Even if they can't play on offense, defense, you put them on special teams. And to me, something's up there, man.
Yeah, there's no reason he should not be on special teams. I would encourage people to just not continue to get caught up on D. Beckwith. I think it is best to move on. Just like it is with Harrison Bailey, it's probably best to move on mentally from D. Beckwith, because unless something drastic changes, you're not going to see him on the football field anytime soon, and maybe ever at Tennessee.
Yep. Let's go to the phones.
We've got Jay.
Jay, good morning.
Well, Swain, you sit next to Matthew Butler, man. He looks like your Paul.
Grown man, ain't he?
Yeah, he looked like your pappy over there.
I was eyeing him too, man.
Pat.
I was looking him up and down too. I was like, yeah, he big old boy. He big old boy. I was looking at his biceps. Yeah, I was looking at his biceps. I was checking him out. I was like, dang, he grown, man. He grown man now.
He's intimidating.
Yeah,
Deep voice, straight face.
Oh yeah. He looked like he's about to take Swain under his wing and give him some fatherly advice or something.
Hey, I almost asked for allowance.
Oh man, that's crazy. Hey guys, what do y'all think about Heupel's offense so far, and really like his schemes, his X's and O's? Swain, you know that stuff better than I do, and Ben, I'm sure you do as well. What do y'all think about this just offense from a schematic point so far?
Do you say Ben or Swain or both?
Ben and Swain.
I thought you said Ben.
You
said Ben first, right?
I heard Swain first.
I said Swain first. I said, Swain, you know this stuff, obviously. And
Who do you want to answer the question first, Jay?
Whoever.
Oh, you got to decide.
Whoever.
You want me to answer it first or Ben?
You go first, Swain, and then Ben will go second. How about that?
Thanks, Jay.
Hollywood.
And I was talking to someone about this last night, actually. I know about Heupel's success offensively in previous stops, what he's done in Missouri, what he has done at Central Florida. And I take that in consideration when answering the question here, Jay. But through the first 3 games, I'm like, meh, right now. That's just me being honest.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not down on it, and I damn sure ain't overly excited doing backflips about it because I haven't seen anything to make me do backflips. Now, the first 2 possessions against Bowling Green, how, man. I almost fell out
tweeting.
Yeah, I almost fell out of my chair like Vince McMahon. But since then, I've been like, I don't know. I need to see more. And is it because we need some dudes? We need more dudes. This is Josh Heupel's first season after losing 30 dudes in the transfer portal and trying to patch up the boat with a bunch of other transfers that didn't work out at previous schools. So, I'm keeping my expectations in check. I really am, but I just haven't seen enough on offense to where I'm overly excited right now. And again, I understand where we are from a roster standpoint, and I'm surprised we're sitting here saying the defense right now is ahead of the offense. So that's my honest take on it.
What about you, Ben?
I thought I would be in love with it by this point, and I'm not. I don't dislike it. I'm not down on it. I feel very similar to Swain. And no, he did not tell me to say that, as some people like to say that is the case. I don't know how much I like the simplicity of it. I think it's a little too simplistic. And I mean, that's not a bad thing as long as it works, but I'd like to see more. I guess I don't like how they don't use the intermediate part of the field. I don't like that. And maybe it's just the 3-game sample size, too small of a sample size, and maybe they incorporate that. But it seems like it's deep shot or run play or get it out quickly to a receiver on some type of receiver screen, and that just seems a little too simplistic.
Well, who's the guy that does the games with Kessling now? Is it Jeff Francis?
Ryan.
It's Pat Ryan.
Pat Ryan, Brent Hubbs, and Kessler.
Pat Ryan was basically saying kind of the same things you were saying, Ben, and he said, I don't even know how you could go down the middle of the field from an intermediate route because he said it would take forever to set up because the receivers are so far out on the hash mark, because of how they set the receivers up. He said it'd take forever just to get down in the middle of the field. But
your splits are extremely wide, and those who know football way better than I do, college level and NFL, just hearing them talk about receivers being split out so wide, that it's not a popular thing to do. I hear people question Mike Leach kind of about the wide splits and it working in this league as well. So I'll be curious to see how that works.
Well, that was a knock on a lot of the guys that was coming out of like the Baylor system when Art Briles was there, and they were trying to transfer to the NFL game, and they would criticize. They said the playbook was paper thin and the offense was too simplistic, and these Baylor guys had a tough time transitioning to the NFL. And, you guys know that. Good recruiters will find anything. They'll use that against us. They'll try to find anything they can use against another school. But, I kind of wonder about that as well. I wonder, if we are hitting on the deep balls more, do people feel different? if we're connecting on more of these deep balls, but
that is the point of the offense.
Well, yeah. Would I have a different opinion if they were more successful? Well, hell yeah, I would.
But even
we don't have a quarterback, Swain. I mean, so is it the offense? Is Heupel? Because see, here's the thing. Here's what I noticed: we're getting guys open. It always used to be, well, our receivers can't get open. Well, our guys are getting open now. It looks like to me, at least watching it on TV.
On
we don't
deep
have
routes.
So it seems like the offense is. It seems like the offense is working. We don't have a quarterback that can get the ball to the guys. So it does seem like maybe what Heupel's calling from an X's and O's standpoint is working. It's just we don't have a quarterback that can get them the ball.
Well, when you're not able to hit the deep shots, do you continue to throw them and continue to throw incomplete passes, or do you say,
it's like a team that wants to shoot a bunch of threes and can't hit the three ball?
Okay, so like if let's take that Pittsburgh game for example. Do you continue to throw deep shot after deep shot after they are falling incomplete, or do you say, hey, let's just run a curl and we took our deep shot, let's run a curl, let's run a dig, let's run a comeback, let's try to do some different things, and then let's come back to that. But I think when you start bumping your head against the wall over and over and over, and you keep trying to do it, then you ask yourself, okay, well, is this it? Is it going to be boom or bust? It doesn't have to be, because you can throw other routes, you can do other things. So that's kind of where I am, where I understand we got to take deep shots, we got to have explosive plays, because our offense is not built to go 11, 12, 15 play drives consistently. I understand that. My only thing is, all right, well, what's going to happen if we don't hit deep shots against Florida Saturday? Are we going to just say either we're running screens or deep shots, or are we going to try to do anything else? And through 3 games, I haven't seen much of that. So is it because 2 of those 3 games have been against, piss poor competition, or is it because of what we do? So a lot of it is questions that are unanswered. That's why when you ask me about my opinion of the offense, it's just how I feel right now. And I understand that Heupel has had success previously before his stop at Tennessee. So I take that in consideration. I take that into account.
Well, Swain, has the idea, or Ben, you two, or has the thought ever popped in your head yet of gimmick, the word gimmick, that what we're doing is kind of a gimmicky offense?
No, I don't look at it as gimmicky, because you can say that the triple option is gimmicky. It's what you do. I mean, it's what you do. If it works, it works. It's what you do. There's different ways to skin a cat. So you can go pro style. You can go, triple option. You can go fast pace, up tempo. At the end of the day, it's about executing and getting the right guys that can carry out what you want to do. So I don't look at it as gimmicky. That's just me.
I do think it's gimmicky. I remember having this conversation in July, early August. Somebody called in and asked if the tempo was a gimmick to help the offense succeed, and I think it is, because they're using that one thing to be successful. But I also don't think it's a bad thing if it is a gimmicky offense. Who cares if it is, as long as it works? That's my thought on it.
In that case, then, every time an offense does a 2-minute drill, they are in gimmick mode.
No. You're in 2-minute drill because there's not a ton of time on the clock and you're trying to put up points on the board. But the tempo is meant to confuse the defense.
The tempo is meant to put pressure on the defense and having trouble lining up and substituting.
Yes, forcing into mental errors.
So, like, when you see a team go 2-minute and after not being able to move the football, but they go 2-minute, you're like, dang, they moving the football now. Well, it's because, they're forcing the defense to have to line up real quick, and they can't substitute. So then you're like, all right, well, let's just keep up the 2-minute, tempo. And then that team is successful offensively. So I look at it as, okay, this team is running a 2-minute drill the whole game. That's what they're doing. And I remember when Butch Jones' offense the first year was called gimmicky because all we did was run a bunch of reverses to Big Howard. But it was the same offense when Dobbs was a quarterback. It was the same offense when Josh Malone was a year older. And you started getting, Alvin Kamara in here, and he was a year older. Like, the
The offense has been kind of the same. The philosophies were the same the whole time Butch Jones was here. But the difference is the players. The players are different. The players are different.
Yeah. The definition of a gimmick is a trick or device intended to attract attention. And, I mean, I think that sums up the tempo. It is a trick intended to attract attention.
Clever,
but just
man.
because, I think there's a negative connotation to being a gimmicky offense. Like, I don't think that just because you are using something like tempo, which I can understand somebody thinking that it is a gimmick, like that don't mean it's a bad thing. Who cares if it works? Who cares if it works? And I mean, to a certain extent, the Tennessee does lack players. Not to a certain extent. I mean, that's a big part of the first 3 games of the season. Tennessee does lack the players to make this offense go. The quarterback position has not been figured out. The offensive line lacks depth, talent, and is banged up. I don't think Tennessee's very high on its receivers room from top to bottom. The running backs, I like the running backs, but what good are running backs if the O-line can't push a Tennessee Tech defensive front and open up some holes for them? When I watched, I saw more issues with the offensive line missing assignments than a running back not making somebody miss or not seeing a hole, not having good vision and making something happen. So I'm not underwhelmed with the offense at all. Like I don't dislike it. I mean it's I mean they've scored more than 30 points.
You're
in
not
every game.
underwhelmed?
No, I'm not underwhelmed.
Okay. Let's go to the
But
phone.
I'm also not overwhelmed. Like I'm just kind of in wait and see mode.
You haven't expected more from this offense?
I mean, they've scored more than 30 each game.
Have you not expected more from the offense 3 games?
But it's not from an offensive scheme point that I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed because I expected more of Joe Milton.
So you're underwhelmed if you're disappointed.
But I'm not underwhelmed with Josh Heupel's offense, which was the question. I'm underwhelmed with Joe Milton's performance within Josh Heupel's offense.
Okay. Let's go to the phones.
Well, we did have Triple O, but it looks like he dropped off.
Who's next?
Nobody. That was Jay listening.
0-0-2. Can't even wait 2 minutes.
He was fired up, too.
JD Vol says, damn, Ben, you had me Googling it, too. Got JD Vols over here Googling what gimmick means. Rod Lowe says, I just think it's built on math and space. If you play going in you're gonna have to probably repost that, Rod Lowe. Cope Vol says, unless improved, this offense will not help you win big in the SEC. Simple as that. Well, yeah. You know, if Tennessee ran a pro style offense right now and failed to connect in the passing game, we could say the same thing. Because at the end of the day, it really gets back to the fundamentals, which is blocking, tackling, catching, throwing. That's what it gets back to at the end of the day. It doesn't matter what offense you run. At the end of the day, it always goes back to the fundamentals. Blocking, tackling, catching, throwing, protecting the football, kicking. Like it goes back to
kicking.
It goes back to the game maxims. You can take the game maxims and apply it to any era, any offense. It doesn't matter because it's really about the fundamentals at the end of the day. All right, let's get to Joe in Augusta, who is definitely a better phone call and more patient than Triple O. Joe, good morning.
What's going on, gentlemen?
What's up?
All right, so what I think Ben was trying to say is, and I kind of feel the same way. I'm not disappointed in the play calling so much. It seems like the plays would work, and it seems like at times they've been in position for the plays to work, but the execution is not there. It's like they're in the right spot, but they're not holding their mouth right or something. You know what I mean? You know exactly what you need to do. You're prepared to do it, and you just don't get it done. And that's what it feels like Ben was trying to say. Like, we're not really overwhelmed or underwhelmed, just kind of whelmed, because it's like we're almost there when it comes to making these plays, and, you know, we've got receivers open, that sort of thing, and it's like they're just not executing. Then does that sound kind of where you were?
No, I'm right there with y'all. When I answered Jay's question, I said, you know, I'm not down on offense. I'm not like overly excited because I know what Heupel has done before he's gotten here. He just hasn't done it here yet, and maybe it's because, you know, he doesn't have the dudes yet. So, like, I understand that, you know, it's only 3 games under our belt, but, you know, I'm not disappointed or underwhelmed, so to speak. I'm just kind of taking it all in, and I just understand it's only been 3 games, and I know that they need dudes. I understand what's going on with the offensive line, with the depth, and so I haven't moved to, oh, this offense ain't gonna work here, or, oh, this offense is definitely gonna work here. I just haven't come to that conclusion.
And I feel you there. You know, it feels like maybe at times they're trying to do too much. I had a coach he actually had coached in AAA baseball, and he used to tell us, he's like, look, man, you know, I know, and you guys are trying to get double plays here, there, stuff like that. He says, I don't care about any of that. He says, make the first play. And I think maybe we're not making the first play. You know, we're not making the first block. You know, we're trying to get out to the second and third block and stuff, and we're not executing the first part. And I think if we simplify a little bit more, then, you know, maybe we'll be all right. The Pitt game concerns me, man. I mean, I don't feel like they're any more talented than us. I don't feel like they're, you know, a better team than we are. I know they're a little bit more experienced with their coaching staff and that sort of thing, being there longer than ours. But that, you know, at home, that's not a game that we should lose. And that gives me some pause about everything. And I do not feel good about Saturday. I'll tell you that. But that's what I got.
Man, thank you, Joe. Appreciate it. I mean, hey, there's folks that feel like this too simple. If you get any more simple, I mean, you probably might have a Tecmo Bowl playbook from Nintendo back in the day when Bo Jackson was the best player on the team. If you get any more simple, I guess. But tell me if I'm wrong on the text box, Joe. I think what you were trying to say is instead of trying to throw the deep shots so much, it's okay to get a 6-yard gain, 7-yard gain here, 5-yard gain, 10-yard gain here. You don't have to go so much on the deep shots. But in the same breath, I would say you got to hit those explosive plays too. You got to have it. But the conversation would be totally different if we would have connected on some of those shots in the first 2 or 3 games. And they're going to continue to practice it. And if you continue to practice it, you're going to hit it. Like, it's going to translate. We're talking a few inches here, a few feet here on a throw from Hooker, on a throw, you know, a couple throws from Milton. Yes, Milton had a couple throws that was, you know, on a different planet as a receiver. But not all of his throws have been like that. So you continue to work on it. It's going to connect. If you keep practicing, it's going to translate. It will. So
hard not to watch the guys get open, like Jay was saying, against Pittsburgh, and not be excited about the play calling.
Yo, ain't nothing wrong with the play calling now. That's why it's just so many questions, man, because you see the play calling, you see the design, guys are getting open, but you're not seeing the execution. And you do know that you got a lot of transfers in here trying to plug in holes. So that's why, like, man, the verdict is still out on, you know, offense. Everyone's trying to, like, come to these conclusions and make these hot takes based on 3 games.
Tennessee needs more talent.
That's really what it is.
Yep.
That's what it really comes down to. Bush Jones had the same offense all those years, man. Same philosophy, but it came down to the players. And the players were just better at 14, 15, and 16. Simple as that. So Coach Ball says, simplify more. How much more simple can it get? Yeah, I mean, I'm with you, Coach Ball. It's pretty simple now. So that's why they're able to go as fast as they are going. So, Rod Lowe, man, I'm going to copy your message, and we will hit that first thing in the morning. We are out of time. For Ben McKee, I'm Jason Swain. Peace and love. We are out.
Hour 3 of the Swain Event is brought to you by the Low T Center and lowtcenter.com. Do you know your numbers? Feel like you again. Let us help.
Guys, your health right now is more important than ever. I recommend Low T Center. That's where I get my levels checked. It all starts with the annual wellness exam, where they do a comprehensive health assessment exclusively for men, making it quick and easy to take care of your health. And now they offer monitored self-inject at-home testosterone treatment. Most insurance is accepted. Go to lowtcenter.com now to book your appointment and make your health a priority. Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare.
At Iris Networks, we know that business communication solutions are critical to your success. Since 1998, we've been helping businesses in East Tennessee by providing reliable and affordable high-speed fiber internet and voice solutions. That's why Iris Networks is your Tennessee communications partner. With internet speed